You are listening to AM Thunder, the official pay-per-view review show of Kayfabe Talk Radio. And now your hosts, Eric the Red and Mr. Bonesaw.
Velveteen Dream. Hit it.
And welcome everyone to this edition of AM Thunder. I am Eric the Red, joined along with, as always,
Mr. Bonesaw.
And time for a loaded review on on everything.
Oh, good grief. The one thing I will say is Money in the Bank was much better than I previously thought.
It's better than we all kind of thought, really.
I mean, there still was shit in it, but overall, I thought it was pretty good.
The shit did not overpower the good, in my opinion. And I'm not saying, because one of our favorites won. Yeah, personally, yeah, that'll do it for us. But no, it's like overall the matches were pretty fun. A lot of them were not that bad. Even the Big Cass and Daniel Bryan match I thought was better than expected. I feel like Big Cass kind of stepped it up a little bit more in this match as opposed to Backlash.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say so too because he was pretty spot on. Like, I mean, he wasn't doing anything like crazy, but I mean, just for the basic spots and allowing Daniel Bryan to make him look good. Yeah, he looked alright out there, and hopefully he learns more and gets better. I'd say of the two guys that we've joked around that saying that he can't wrestle, he actually looked like he was holding his own out there. The other one, not so much.
Everyone listening, I have a new cure for these type of pay-per-views. Whenever you hear on the bill it ever happens again, where it's Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal on a pay-per-view, this is what you do. You completely forget that the pay-per-view comes on at 7 o'clock, which is what I did. I forgot. Honestly, I didn't forget intentionally. I unintentionally forgot the pay-per-view was on at 7 o'clock. So, I was like, okay. I'm going to go back and watch the other rest of the matches while Jinder and Roman happens. And then, sure enough, I just never got to watch it, or I never chose to watch it, other than like maybe for like a split, second or whatever the fuck. But I didn't watch it, and I enjoyed the pay-per-view a lot better. I kind of wish I didn't go back. I kind of wish I didn't go back because it kind of forced me to try to get blocked by Jinder Mahal. And
I kind of had to go and watch it, just to see like maybe is he getting better? I kind of wanted to see the crowd reaction just to see what they were going to end up doing, whether or not they were going to cheer for Jinder to fuck with Roman, but no, the fans just fucking gave up. Like, it's a situation where I'm pretty sure if this had been the main event, I think people would have walked out again.
Oh, dude, I man, imagine if it was the main event. Imagine the plates of shit they would have gotten if this was the main event.
Okay,
Mind
if this was the main event, I'm betting you people would have treated it like a dark match and just walked out.
yeah, no, absolutely. Mind you, people walked out during a match with featuring Samoa Joe. Granted, it was with Roman Reigns, but they walked out of that with Samoa Joe in there. What makes you think that they would have stayed for Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns?
Oof.
Yeah, so I took the Twitter. I'll say this quick, because again, you know, you could chime in. I'll let you have the floor when we actually review the pay-per-view to talk about it, because again, I did not watch the match. Yes, I know Roman went over. Surprise, surprise, but I wish I didn't go back, because as soon as I click on it, I went, okay, let me go look for this. So as soon as I look, this asshole Mahal just decides to fucking, you know, get in the ring on the hard camera side, which, you know, obviously no problem, but he can't even get in the ring right. He immediately just fucking slips. I was just like, as immature as this is, I was just like, please go face plant yourself on the apron. Please. And then what pissed me off so much was when he goes in his heel mode and goes, "Pay attention to the Maharaja, I'm the show." To which I think to myself, this guy doesn't think that he sucks. He has no realization of how terrible he is. So that's why I took to Twitter and wrote, you ever go to a restaurant and you wonder why your food, you think the food sucks? What are you going to do? Are you going to eat that food that sucks, or are you going to ask for a change? And I say, well, Jinder Mahal, you, sir, are the food that sucks, and I want to change.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many better heels in the company, and well, it's the same thing. To be honest, it's the same thing. It's a heel that doesn't get the right heat. Jinder Mahal is like just straight up like he's getting the negative heat. I don't even want to call it Xbox heat, because we both like Sean Waltman, but
yeah,
that's the type of heat he's getting.
He's gonna go away heat.
He's going to go away heat, and he's not getting over as a heel. He's not that situation where you could potentially like the guy if he ever does like a face turn, but at the same time, it's a situation where he's not getting heat where the people want to like bash his head. He's not getting the type of heat that you see when you go down to NXT and people are like, boo, and then they start chanting. He's not making people chant for the face. He's making people just straight up say, go away, we don't want to see you. And Roman is just, at this point, as many people want to like protect him and say, oh, you're a special snowflake, you're supposed to be champion, you're supposed to be this. No, at this point, you either need to fix his character or he needs to go away, because they've literally tried to do this face run with him for the longest fucking time. It's not working.
Yeah.
You could have all these fucking Twitter fucking dickmongers go on a page and rant about, why don't the fans like Roman? Okay, but you're not helping. People are turning against the guy, but then at the same time, they're also turning against the people that are actively trying to defend him. And people should realize, hey, look, let him. He's a fucking multimillionaire. If people have a fucking issue with him, whatever, who cares? He shouldn't really give two shits of what people on the internet think one way or the other. But at the same time, You know who should care? The fucking company. Because they're the ones putting him out there all the fucking time, and they're bleeding people at the end of the matches. And then eventually, the little kids, you know, like I keep hearing, oh, well, he's popular with the little kids.
No, he's not. Listen. I know. You know, one example is not enough, but you know, I can name. I could actually sit here and give a whole rant on how many times I've heard little kids say otherwise. But one of the good examples. I know it's, you know, one of these things where it's like if a little kid that's younger than 10 knows who Andre the Giant is, then that chances are they're not your typical, you know, kid that likes wrestling. That means they're kind of smarter than that, but it's still funny to me when a kid that's, you know, one of my neighbors that's around here, her son, who's like 10 years old, I talked to him about wrestling and whatnot, and he goes, oh yeah, he's like, now that school's over, I can watch Money in the Bank. He goes, what are some of the matches? So I'm telling him the matches. And he goes, is Roman wrestling? I said, yeah, he's wrestling Jinder Mahal. He goes, Jinder Mahal? He goes, who wants to watch that?
Oh, man.
And this is a 10-year-old. He's like, Jinder Mahal's boring. And he's like, Roman Reigns gotten boring, too. They both stink.
There you go.
What is
you
that?
Heard it here, people. 10-year-old says Roman Reigns stinks.
And not to mention, I think it was like a few weeks ago, I was hanging out with our good, our loyal listener there, who eventually we want to get on the show. We dubbed him the nickname CZW Pete, and no, it's not you, Malaka. It's another friend by the name of Pete, aka Shreddy Krueger on Instagram. I'm hanging out with him, and you know, he one of his friends, one of his female friends is there. We're all talking wrestling, and she's like, I hate Roman Reigns. She's like, he's not even, she's like, oh, he's like generically like attractive. He's not like, there's no appeal to him. I'm like, whoa, what do you know?
Oh, the people that should be the generic demographic for the guy.
Yeah,
and they're telling us, no, we don't like him.
Yeah,
but then again, I'm gonna say this. Shit. Usually, and I'm just we're just, you know, amateur. You know, we're podcasters, so what would we know? But when you go outside and you're in a big market area like New York, and you see nothing of WWE, you see Finn Balor stuff, you see Braun Strowman stuff, but when you are bombarded by not only Bullet Club stuff, all the fucking time, you don't see Roman Reigns, and he's your top guy in the company. You don't see any of his crap anywhere, and you're telling me he's selling the most merch? Who the fuck is buying all his merch? Is it one guy? Is Vince buying it himself and going, oh, you know, if we fudge the numbers, maybe it'll look good for you?
It's like, the shareholders, dude. The shareholders are sitting there going with their fucking Believe That shirt and their fucking Roman Reigns gauntlet, and they're like, oh yeah, we're glad we spent all this money into this product. Now look, now we just got him into Fox because ESPN got a nice deal with UFC.
Oh, God. Yeah, but what gets me is now I'm fucking. I saw this. This is the amount of things I've seen when I've been in New York, and I know people are gonna say, "Well, that's a smart market." Anybody in the world could be going in and out of New York and New Jersey, so it is a good area to gauge what's popular, because if you're seeing nothing but Bullet Club shirts, hell, NWO shirts, AJ Styles shirts, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and then not only that, now the fucking Japanese market is outselling him. Is not only do you have the Bullet Club, but I've been fucking seeing Naito and LIJ gear the past couple of weeks now.
Well, again, dude, it's like no surprise, especially in the street, especially like even walking around, like where I live is a very I'm just talking Hudson County. I'm not talking the town itself, but Hudson County itself, it's like, yeah, it's not really known for being, it's known for being a big indie territory, but it's also known more for just people. Like if you went up to a lot of people and just casual people in the street, you probably just run into more people that used to watch wrestling, and that's basically what Hudson County more so is. It's more people that used to watch it. And if you put a T-shirt on them, it's mostly going to be Hulk Hogan shit, Macho Man shirts, Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's this area is more. You got more people that are wearing shit from the 80s and 90s. And even then, if it's anything newer, obviously it's probably people in their 30s and younger. And it's gonna be. I've seen Bullet Club shit in Hudson County. I've seen fucking Finn Balor shirts, which is still kind of in the same realm. CM Punk shirts when he was still around. Daniel Bryan. I don't think I've. You know what? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I've ever seen any I don't think I've seen any people actually wear shirts that said "Hounds of Justice: The Shield." I don't even think I've ever even seen people wearing Shield shirts
No.
And even in WWE crowds, but granted. I didn't before the Shield broke up, my last show was when they just debuted. Like they had just only been around for maybe 3 weeks, and then I didn't go to a WWE show since maybe 2015 after the split up. So, granted, I haven't seen that, but even then, people still wear shit because just because. It's the same reason why people still go to a WWE show and wear a Punk shirt. But anyway, I don't even see people wearing Shield shit. I see Burn It Down shirts, and I'll see you'll see people wearing Dean Ambrose shirts. Hell, I own a Dean Ambrose shirt, but I mean again, it's just where is the telling of this guy Roman? And and again, I've been saying for months and years I'm indifferent. I'm not one of these guys that's just, hey, let's make an entire diatribe of shitting on Roman Reigns. No, I've been trying to defend anything possible because we're all, as fans, we're all starving for something better. And if we're going to try to make this guy work, just try to make it work. But that's why I come on here a week ago, pretty much not even enthused at all of this pay-per-view, and a lot of it was just not because it's not because of the matches. There was a lot of good matches again, and it far exceed my expectations. However, the problem I had with it is, how am I going to get into a product where your top guy is one of the least entertaining guys? Kenny Omega is one of the top guys now in Japan, and he's one of the more entertaining people. He's not just champ because they decided to make him champ. No, he's actually fucking entertaining. Not just in the ring, but
you go and ask anyone what Roman Reigns' defining trait is.
Because he's the cousin of The Rock.
What's special about the guy?
He's the cousin of The Rock.
I'm well, beyond that, what is his defining trait? What makes him Roman Reigns? Is it
he wears a tactical vest.
He wears a tactical vest.
So did D'Lo Brown. So did D'Lo Brown.
No, but okay, you were thinking about every guy that's ever gotten over in the company. They all had their own weird quirks and sayings, and he is a wrestler that has no quirks. He does all the quirks he does are in the ring. That's it. He doesn't have a particular promo style because he goes from bad to mediocre in pretty quick, pretty quick fashion, and then other than that, it's always like, oh, I'm just this stoic badass, and I got long hair and a tactical vest, and I cock up my arm when I'm about to do the Superman punch. It's like, but okay, but what are your defining factors? What makes you even want to be champion? Why don't you just become a fucking a tattoo, a tattoo artist or something? Like, what? Why do you want to be the Universal Champion? Why do you want to be WWE Champion? Why do you even want to be in the company? What is your defining factor? Everyone else has that. You look at even the one thing I will give Jinder Mahal over Roman Reigns. He at least has some motivation. He's a fucking asshole. He's a fucking asshole. He wants to be the new Maharaja, whatever the fuck that means. He wants to be an idol in India. That's some kind of motivation. And I hate to give them credit for at least that, but they haven't even given Roman that. He has no motivation. He's just a guy who was in the fucking Shield.
You know what the problem is, too?
You're telling me to get behind the guy.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is, too? If you're a babyface in WWE, most of the time you have no motivation. And let's really think about this, and then we're gonna do something really quick. We're gonna do something really different on this AM Thunder. But anyway, real quickly, think of a lot of the top babyfaces. Okay, we're just going into Roman. Who's another top babyface? Oh, and we're gonna. Oh well, okay. Okay. Braun has motivation. What's Finn Balor's motivation?
Yeah, that's true too.
Well, okay. Next up, if AJ Styles didn't have the belt, what would AJ Styles' motivation be?
Nothing.
What is Seth Rollins' motivation?
Well, no, his motivation with the whole motivation behind AJ, and that's the reason I keep saying these guys should be heels first, because it gives them motivation, and then when they turn face, the crowd's behind them, and then they at least know what they're all about.
But again, you know what though? That's a flaw in the WWE creative system, Pat. The problem with the system is that back in the day, yes, don't get me wrong, Austin, Rock, all these guys were heel before they became babyface. That's fine, but did Ricky Steamboat really? I'm sorry, but did Ricky Steamboat really need to have a heel turn in order to have motivation? Did Rey Mysterio really need to be a heel to have motivation? No, they really didn't. So it's like, why the fuck does it have to be that in order to be a successful face, and I know it's the case, it is the case, you have to be a good heel to be a better babyface, but why does it have to be the case? Why can't you just naturally have a good fucking character? I don't know, someone that has a good fucking aura about him, that has a good motivation. Johnny Gargano! What's Johnny Gargano's fucking motive? I basically want to be... As of late, I've had this revenge for the past year of this asshole that was in my wedding, and once he's out of the way, I look to be more than just a cruiserweight. That's a decent motivation if you're a babyface, if I say so myself. It's little on the bland side, but it's not too bad. You know what I mean? But again,
true. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Aleister Black. He has a decent motivation. Where he's just, his whole thing is he's like this guy who came into the company. He's not what your typical wrestler looks like, and in his own personal life, he's battling with depression. Yeah. So that's a character. That's someone who's not a perfect character, but is someone who has a character. You know, somebody that has some traits and some kind of emotional. You can get some emotional attachment to because they're not just a generic fucking do nothing character.
Right. Right. Well, anyway, we're gonna do something differently here. We're gonna talk about Money in the Bank first, and then we're gonna talk about NXT Takeover afterwards, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, so I don't know if you caught the kickoff match between the Good Brothers and the Bludgeon Brothers.
No, I heard the Bludgeons went over.
Yeah, I hate to do this too, but I didn't watch it either. Again, I didn't know this pay-per-view came on till 8 o'clock, so that's one of the things I didn't really go back and watch, didn't have the time to. So, but I know that they won. You know, I think I said Bludgeon Brothers. I can't remember what my prediction was.
Yeah, I think we both said Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah, I think we both did. So, anyway, our first match of the official card was Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan.
Not a bad match. We were both expecting Cass to go over, but it turned out to be a pleasant surprise. You know.
I'm okay with that. Obviously I'm okay with it because I'm tired of Big Cass, but at the same time it's like I'm somebody that I don't want to hate people. I don't want people to have go away heat with me. As a customer, as a fan, I want to have a roster where everybody can be liked. Either get heat in a good way or no one should have go away heat. But with Big Cass, it's like he stepped it up in this match. If he keeps improving, by all means, good. But he's still a little bit lumber. He's not fucking mobile. As much shit as we always gave Corbin. At least Corbin's a lot fucking mobile, and if it was Daniel Bryan versus Corbin, it would have been a much quicker match, I meant to say.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think Corbin is a lot quicker, where Cass is more lumbering and
yeah, I think
he's more lumbering and meditative. With his approach and more methodical, which isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes if you're methodical and you can, but you know what? If you're methodical like that, why no one? If it's this big fucking lumbering guy, and I get it. Sometimes it's hard because you're a little awkward when you're that tall, but wouldn't it have been a cool thing to say we're not going to do the typical thing and just have him do fucking like chops and fucking gorilla presses and suplexes and the same bullshit that you see with every guy who's a giant monster like that.
Oh, dude, he did a lot more moves. He did a lot more fucking moves than usual. I was really impressed with a lot of shit he did. The fucking what the fuck is that? The move called? Oh man, think stupid. The one where they were on the when they were in the corner. The fallaway slam when they're doing the avalanche fallaway slam from the from the second rope. That was cool. He's doing torture acts. He's doing the fucking burning hammer, which I think. Obviously it's pretty much just the attitude adjustment, but in reverse. I think that would be a decent move for him to do down the line as a finish. I think maybe if you do squash matches again with him, use that as a finish. But
I feel like though they should have just maybe if they're gonna have him be that methodical, teach him some submissions. Let him be let him be a guy that can get, if he gets you on the ground, he can tap you out.
Well, again,
if you're gonna be moving that slow, there should be a reason for it.
Well, again, he should. I'm totally okay with him picking up motherfuckers doing the torture act too.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm
That-
I'm good with that too. But I'm just saying, like, let's say he gets you, and brings you to the ground. He can. The one thing I will say is he needs to really work on some of the the facial expressions when it comes to putting, because this is the one thing I noticed when he put him in the sleeper hold, or no, it was the bear hug. When he had him in the bear hug, Daniel Bryan, it was cute because I was like, to me, in my head, I'm looking at it, and it was the bear hug in like the initial part of the match. Now, when you're, it looks stupid when one person's selling it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like he's got him in the bear hug. Daniel Bryan's selling, but you can kind of tell, like, he's not putting any effort into the bear hug itself. So it just looks like he's giving him like a big giant hug, like he loves him.
Yeah, like fucking like he's Giant Bailey or something.
Yeah, no, but it's just like when you get somebody in a bear hug like that, you have to move your arms and like kind of like motion it back and forth, so it looks like you're actually straining to like hold this guy and crush his ribs and shit.
Right.
And then you're supposed to kind of like have some kind of like emotional or physical reaction where you're like clenching your teeth down, you're squinting, you're putting pressure into this guy, and that was the one thing that it's a minor nitpick, but it made me kind of go, oh, that's adorable. He's hugging Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta have. I get it. Sometimes it's like if you're a little green, but that's something they should have taught him. They say, look, hey kid, when you do a bear hug, when you do any type of submission move, you're not only just selling when you're in it. You have to sell it also when you're putting it on somebody. You have to make it look like you're torquing the guy or you're putting pressure on the guy. You don't just hold the guy and then he just spasms around like you're fucking him from behind. No,
it's pure laziness too.
You have to. It has to look real, and that's. I wish somebody had told him, or I hope somebody. You don't want the guy to get in trouble, but I mean, I know in a way, I hope someone chewed him out so he'd remember it.
I'm sure Arn Anderson or someone back there is saying, "Hey, have some emotion on your face, kid. Have some conviction." Dude. What I refuse to believe with all those agents that they have backstage producing the matches that they're not telling them this. I refuse to believe that.
Because to be honest, if I'm note picking this shit up, I'm pretty sure a guy who's been in the business for 30, 40 years, it's going to be like, that was a really shitty bear hug. That's all I'm going to say there, buddy.
Well, unless you're trying to be on the good graces of WWE and you're on Twitter going, "Oh, this is a great bear hug. What are these fans talking about?"
Oh, any type of criticism. Oh, I guess got to block you now.
Oh, no, I got to reply to you about 47 times and then block you.
Oh, you called out my career. Oh, you don't have a career, you person with a minuscule amount of followers.
Yeah, and then the White Knights had to come marching in. They had to come marching in. And for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, go on Twitter. You'll find out very quickly.
Yeah,
I'm not mentioning the guy. I refuse to give him any type of advertisement. He's just a dude. I I already was talking to other people because he does it with everybody.
Yeah.
This is completely off the cuff here, but you know, like if there's problems with the company and people are giving you legit criticism, or they're trying to discuss something with you, don't fucking be a douche about it, for fuck's sakes. You know, and especially like the guy wasn't a he was a fucking referee. Come on.
I hate this world. I hate this world. I hate this pretend world of, if you want to be in the good grace of WWE, where it's like, hey, I want to be a WWE lifer. Okay, what do I gotta do? Just defend their company. So does that mean I gotta like insult our customers? Yes, but they're the ones that are paying for it. Doesn't matter. So I gotta defend your company in order to be a lifer by insulting the customers that are gonna want to pay into your company that are actually gonna give money. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But when you think about it, and it's the funny thing about this, and I hate the mentality where you have a whole bunch of people that are so afraid to say anything about anything negative at all. Oh, well, we're gonna not get a paycheck later on when we want a paycheck. So, or we'll basically keep ourselves from being in the Hall of Fame. And basically, what they end up doing is they flip out, cause more of a scene than anything else, and then eventually WWE. You know what the thing is, and you don't really see it too much from the legends. The legends are the ones that fucking call out the company, but they know at the end of the day, unless they say something racist or have a sex scandal, they're always gonna come back. They're always gonna have a check with the fucking company, because Vince doesn't give a shit if you talk garbage about the company, unless you're a little guy. If you're a little guy, odds are you're never gonna come back to the company. He doesn't give two shits about it because you never fucking sold. You never had anything to do with the company making any type of money. So what the fuck does it matter at all? And you know, you deal with people like the guy I dealt with, and it's just like, oh, you know, let me belittle you, let me make fun of you, or your comments, and then let me think that you're not gonna react and tell the fucking guy off. And I really don't give two shits what the guy thinks, because the only fucking ever did in his entire career was fucking be a referee on Sunday Night Heat. And by golly, if that's your idea of having a career, bravo, just bravo. Yeah, that's as much attention as I'm gonna give that piece of shit. So there you go.
Yep. Again, just throw the bones to his Twitter if you really want to fucking even bother. We're not gonna fucking bring his name up.
We're not giving the guy attention.
Yeah,
you know what? It's not worth it.
This was more than enough, and I want to move on from here.
Yeah.
So, next match, which was surprisingly short, Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn.
Squash match.
So I'm gonna say this real quick. I decided to watch Raw, and on Raw, Kevin Owens saying that Sami Zayn, in kayfabe got hurt during the match, which I'm sure he didn't. Do you think maybe Sammy's kind of pissed off, or they're kind of like, do you think maybe there's a lot of tension going on, where like Sammy was just like, hey, let me just get a short match, and then I'm gonna go away for a little bit. You think maybe Sammy, because I'm under the impression maybe he was a little burnt out after the shit segments that they gave him the past 3 weeks.
It could be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, to be honest, the way everything's been going on with, especially his group of friends and what they've been doing to Neville, and I know that him and Neville have been close, and now they've been. I've heard he has backstage heat because there's a lot of people that don't like him because he's overly opinionated about his match setup and how his character should be, and I've heard he has heat backstage, so could be that they were punishing him.
Can you fault the guy for wanting to care though? That's the problem though. Can you fault the guy? They want you to care, but they don't want you to care. It's like what the fuck do you want? You want these people to come out here and, we only want them to listen to us. We don't want them to listen to themselves. Not necessarily. If back in the day, if you're working the territory, if you didn't believe in yourself, you ain't getting booked even to be an enhancement talent or, a jobber. You're basically just fucking not doing anything if you didn't believe in yourself or have, the care of, hey, let me do this. No, this is better. That's good that he fucking is like that. And guess what? If he were to leave tomorrow, it's not one of these things anymore where it's, where is he gonna go? There's plenty of places for him to go. But anyway, no. The match, again, short squash match, whatever you want to call it. Bobby Lashley pretty much dominated him. I'm okay with that, mainly because I know a lot of people out there, I know a lot of podcasters are not big on Lashley. I grew more of an enjoyment for him, watching him in Bellator, watching him in Impact. Is he by any means one of the greatest going on right now? No, not at all. I've never said that. I'm just saying I personally enjoy him. He has an intensity about him. At least he did in Impact, but he can. Okay, but can this be the momentum? What the thing is, if
people are shitting on him, then he's actually putting effort into the matches. Like, he's putting effort into doing matches, doing moves. He's not just he's a big motherfucker like Brock, and he could just put effort into just doing 1,000 suplexes, and that's your match. So if they're shitting on him, what the fuck is the deal with Brock then? Seriously.
You know what I don't get? The same people that shit on Lashley, and I know people are gonna say the same thing about me. I know for a fact, as soon as I say this, people are gonna go do the same thing on me. The very same people that are shitting on Lashley are like, "Oh, dude, Keith Lee is amazing." And I guarantee people are gonna go, "You don't like Keith Lee, but you like Lashley?" No, I don't need you to do fucking 3 moonsaults in a match and then lumber around. We'll get into Keith Lee more when we'll talk about NXT, but again, it's like I like Lashley. I think this feud made me wonder, hey, maybe we should get him out of here, see if we could do something. And right now it seems like they're gonna put him in a number 1 contenders match on the next pay-per-view for to go against probably against Brock. I hope one could hope that Lashley versus Brock will be at SummerSlam, but he came on Raw and he basically got his momentum back so far. They did a team with Roman. They squashed the Revival, and that was because Roman went to go for a spear. Lashley comes in, does a better spear. And then he's saying, I've been trying to wrestle Brock for years. He's like, I need to get my momentum back, basically. So, again, I just want to see better shit with him. And I kind of want to see him be a heel, too, down the line.
Yeah, you've never really seen a good WWE heel run with him.
He never had a heel run in WWE. His heel run was basically TNA.
Yeah.
That was when he was fucking walking Armageddon. It's again, he was a fucking shit kicker, and it's like He's a lot better. That's the thing. People call him, oh, he's Brock Lesnar. Yeah. If only Brock actually was good upon other than just having a stupid Suplex City fucking thing that is totally died out and shelled out. That's the only thing that's keeping Brock's career floating. If he didn't have that catchphrase or didn't say that on the fly,
he'd be dull.
Yeah,
like Brock's career, and this is Brock's career for me. And I wasn't even there. I wasn't even watching Brock. There was a brief hiatus between like that time between 2001 and like the end of 2001 to like maybe 2003 that I didn't watch, and that was the entirety of Brock's in-ring career during that time. I didn't watch Brock. Didn't. Or I wasn't watching Raw, and he was predominantly on Raw.
I could see. So yeah, I can understand that from that regard. I mean, I followed this guy's entire WWE career, his entire career, and especially when he came out the night after WrestleMania 18, where he fucking trashed Rikishi and Crash Holly and Spike and all that shit. He and Al Snow, like he just came out fucking dominated all of them. He dominated Raw, won King of the Ring, went to SmackDown, wrestled The Rock, because there was the last of King of the Ring pay-per-view, got the belt, basically had a back and forth with Kurt Angle and then Big Show and so on and so forth, and then eventually fizzled out around 2004. Then came back and rest is history. So he really didn't. So when I say that, it's not really that extensive on his career. And then so when people say, "Oh, Bobby Lashley did nothing in WWE," yeah, he didn't. You're right. But again, Brock didn't have that many fucking great memories either. He was only around 2 years. Same thing with Bobby Lashley's initial WWE run. He was only around for they were around. Brock had more memories now since being back from coming from UFC. He had more memories now.
He's had a longer run in the WWE.
Yeah.
He's had a longer run. Yeah, he's been back since what? 2013?
No, 12.
14?
Yeah, 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's been around. He's been around for the past 6 years. And that dwarfs his fucking original run, which, by all means, was to be honest, that 2 years of him being fit and doing fucking moves like a shooting star press were fucking better. Those 2 years, I would give up this fucking 6 years or maybe 2 years of that. That's what I think. And to be honest, again, I would say even his fucking run in New Japan was better.
Hit or miss. I mean, better in a sense, yes. Better in a sense, but in actuality, nah.
Well, not for the company itself.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, not for the company, but yeah. But anyway, Elias versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title. A lot of people thought, and a lot of people still stand by this, that this is probably their match of the night. It definitely was. It wasn't my match of the night, but it definitely was, very damn good match.
I'd say it was, though. I was actually invested. I was actually invested in this one. As far as I'd say, singles match of the night is more. Singles match of the night is more appropriate. A lot of good stuff here. A lot of good technical wrestling in the beginning of the match.
Elias has the chops. He has the chops. Though I
Yeah, no,
can't. No, I'm sorry.
no, I didn't expect. Like I've seen a couple of his matches and didn't. It's usually like the usual stuff, like stock standard, like, oh, I'm gonna do a suplex. Oh, we're gonna do an Irish whip. It's like they don't really show his capabilities off that much, but then you have a match like this against Rollins, and it's like, okay, they're doing technical wrestling. Okay, now they're doing back and forth here. They're doing good selling and top rope stuff, and I thought it was really good. I thought they usually the technical wrestling is not in Rollins's lexicon. I mean, he's a good wrestler overall, but it's weird to see him doing that, but it worked.
Well, same thing
So
with
they
Elias
credit him.
too. Same thing with Elias. Elias is more so a brawler. He's not necessarily a technical guy, but these guys really complement each other great. Just everything was fluid. Everything, there wasn't really, a lot of blunders or anything. They did everything fucking smooth.
I like the finish.
My only gripe, I don't understand for the life of me why they didn't give Elias the belt.
Well, when they threw the belt on Dolph.
Exactly my point. And again, it's not me shitting on Dolph by any means, but it's why would you give a belt 6 times to a guy that's already had the belt 6 times instead of, hey, why not just push another guy? Especially
Or
when
a guy that actually has some kind of fan following, where at this point where this is maybe 3 or 4 years too late for Dolph.
Nah, dude, it's done. I don't know. It's like if you were gonna give this to anyone, if you told me 3 guys, obviously I would have picked Elias. But between the two, between Drew or Dolph, I would have given that shit to Dolph. I mean, not Dolph, Drew. I gave that shit to Drew McIntyre, the IC title, between the two of them, because what's more of a story? Hey, Ziggler had this thing about 2 years ago, but what has he been doing the past 2 years? Oh, and he got annoyed, he got annoyed at people, so he just decided to not come out to entrance music. Okay. What did Drew McIntyre do the past 2 years? Oh, well, he was fired in WWE, went around all over the world, won a lot more championships, got in really good shape, went to NXT, kicked a bunch of ass, came here with a fucking attitude against the locker room because he feels that they got soft. Okay, so should he have the Intercontinental title? Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, again, between him and Elias should have just won on the pay-per-view. I don't understand that, but, whatever.
I don't know. Maybe they were trying to make him look sympathetic. Because
maybe. If it didn't work...
It's weird when a face does heel things. Like, the roll-up, like, I get it. Like, I get it sometimes maybe, like, if you're doing, like, a roll-up and you grab the tights, as like kind of like an FU to the heel, but here it's like he didn't do anything heelish. He hit him with the guitar like one time, and that was like weeks ago. But in this match, he doesn't do anything heelish. He doesn't do anything like eye raking or
removing
ripping the turnbuckle off.
Yeah, no,
So it's like Rollins just straight up stole the match, and it's like, okay, that makes no sense. That's what I kind of hate. This is a giant nitpick for me, but when you see a guy actively cheating, and it's a situation where when the face does something outside of the rule book, as like kind of like a comeuppance for the heel, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like to a certain extent.
Right.
But when the face is just cheating and it's not something that's normally in their character, it's not like an Eddie Guerrero like, haha, I'm still the baby face, but I'm gonna cheat because that's my character, and that's somewhat endearing. It's like it's a situation where a guy never cheats, but he's against the heel, and the heel is doing nothing against him to make it a situation where he needs to cheat.
Right.
And he still cheats. It's like, okay, who's the heel and who's the babyface here?
You know what though? It's like, because of the fact Rollins is already a heel, it's like he's not exactly playing by the book. In the sense of, oh yeah, like my the error of my ways are done. It's more like, remember the feud in Ring of Honor where it was Jay Lethal versus Marty Scurll, and Marty was like, oh, where's the old Jay Lethal, the one that had his can resort to his evil ways, and then ultimately Jay Lethal does do a heel tactic, maybe something like that. But that only works when the heel is trying to get that out of you, not just, hey, let me just do this anyway. But and you could say, oh yeah, just Elias was rolling up, so Seth just basically did what Elias did. Fair enough. But then again, it made more of an impact of, oh wow, Seth did something, underhanded.
Yeah, because he grabs the tights, but then. Okay, a perfect example of this would be in Flair versus Savage, where Flair is cheating the entire match, but he hurts Macho Man, so it's making it seem like Macho Man has no other option besides to even the playing field. So when he grabs the tights, it's almost a comeuppance for Flair because he's been cheating the entire time. He's doing stuff that's actively making it impossible for Macho Man to win otherwise, because he's been cheating. He's been making it impossible for Macho Man to win. So when he pulls the tights and gets the roll up and pulls the tights, it makes sense because Macho Man had no other choice. It's not him turning heel because he's turning into a bad guy. It's the bad guy pushed him to the point where he couldn't win otherwise. So that's when you see something like that. That's why I get annoyed. It's like you didn't make a situation where the heel is cheating, so when the babyface does it, it's like, okay, he looks like an asshole, and the babyface just looks more sympathetic.
Yeah, it's the same way as like when Eddie Guerrero would cheat, he would do this, he would do the whole thing where, I cheat steal because, I'm going against guys that are always doing this. And again, Elias is not one of these guys that's always, known for heel tactics. He's more of just in your face. I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to hit you in the face with a guitar. And that's not that heelish. So it's like when Seth Rollins has that, that mystique about, that aura about him when he used to be a heel of, oh yeah, I have no problem cheating. So it's like, when people see this, it's like, okay, Rollins is back to his old ways again. Are we going to get heel Rollins? Who knows? But, I don't know. Again, if they were going to put the belt on Dolph, why the hell couldn't they just give it to Elias? I mean,
I don't think it hurts. I don't think it hurts them, but
it doesn't. But Maybe we could get a triple threat at the pay-per-view or something along. I think that would be I think that would be a great match. That could possibly be a match of the night if they did a triple threat at Extreme Rules where it's Dolph, Elias, and Seth for the IC title. That would be a lot of fun. Even add Drew in there if you want. So.
Yeah, you know what'd be a cool match if they were gonna do it for Extreme Rules? Have it be a cage match.
That'd be dope. Oh yeah, that would be dope.
They could do a lot. They could do a lot between Rollins and Dolph. That'd be a fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which was featuring the Raw girls of Ember Moon, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, and Natalya, and then the SmackDown girls of Lana, Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch.
Good match, to be honest. No, it was more physical than last year, I'd say. You know, it was a lot less of the we're just gonna have like minor, tiny little falls, and I'll just smack you a little bit and you'll fall down. And this was, yeah, it was some of the spots looked fucking brutal.
Yeah,
I'd say the finish was pretty good. I'd say I kind of rolled my eyes when it was Alexa. I was like, oh, not her again. I don't want to see her with the ball again.
Well, if you notice though, people were booing Natty, don't climb the ladder, because there was that implication from Tuna Meltzer saying, oh yeah, she's gonna win and then she's gonna cash in on Ronda Rousey.
Well, he was partially right.
Yeah, they basically swapped one blonde for another. That's all they did. They swapped
Pretty
one
much,
blonde on Raw for another blonde on Raw. Dude, watching this though is like, why couldn't you just give some love to Becky Lynch?
Yeah.
Like the amount of shit she does. Like she took a freaking ladder shot to the head. And it's like, hey, Becky, you're gonna go out there and kill yourself, but you ain't gonna win.
Well, okay.
It's almost like too.
That's kind of like how Daniel Bryan. That was kind of like Daniel Bryan in the Greatest Royal Rumble. Yeah. Oh man.
It's almost like, is there motivation for Becky at this point? Because it's like, hey, you're just gonna go out there, give it your all, and then not get anything for it.
No, they're just burying her.
It sucks, and it absolutely sucks.
Oh, you know why they don't like her is because I just don't like her acting.
Yeah, you know Vince is sitting there. Oh, what's with the accent? Oh, why is she
No, it's Kevin Dunn. Becky Beaver don't like your acting.
Yeah, too bad he sounds like Timmy from South Park.
Motherfucker sounds like Timmy from Fairly Odd Parents. He has the overbite like him too.
Oh, don't insult Timmy from the Fairly Odd Parents like that. Don't insult him. But anyway, again, no, this match was really freaking. This had a lot of brutal spots. One of the ones two of the spots I liked the most. That was the double stack in the corner that Sasha did with the knees, where she put Ember Moon. I can't remember if she put Lana on top of Moon or if it was the other way around, but she did like a thing where they were laying on the corner. They were laying on the ladder that's hanging on the ropes in the corner, and she does her double knee spot. And then I like the other one. I cringed a little bit when Natty puts Naomi on the ladder. And then she does that thing she always does where she'll run over the girl and step on their face where they hit the mat, and they do basically a split, and then when they pop back up, she does a drop kick, but this time was on the ladder. That was pretty cool. They were just power bombing each other into ladders. You know who surprisingly didn't do a lot? I felt like Charlotte. Like, compared to everybody else, Charlotte did not do a lot in this match.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what? They were probably trying to get everyone over, and Charlotte's kind of... She's done plenty. I think they were trying to give everybody else shine. She got in her moves towards the end. I'd say.
Oh yeah.
I remember her. I remember her either flapjacking or snake eye. She did either flapjack or snake eyes to Becky Lynch at one point, and that kind of like knocked her out for a while. And then I remember Moon was out of the fucking match for a while too.
Again, her back was all constantly going up against a ladder. She was just getting shit kicked at her. Another girl I'm really impressed with, Lana, really showed up in this match.
Yeah. Her fucking accolade wasn't half bad either.
Yeah, I really was, Oh, you mean the camel clutch?
Yeah, well, whatever. They want to call it the accolade.
I know, but yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. Again, once it got to the finish, and I was like, fuck you, Kevin Dunn. As soon as this is every Money in the Bank match, and I want everyone to look at this. For some reason, they have to have this fascination of when they have the hard camera focus in. It's the automatic indication of the person's winning the briefcase right then and there. Like, if you're gonna do that spot for like future vignettes, why not pan to one of the side cameras that are pointing up to do a zoom in shot? Not, oh yeah, let's do the stereotypical zoom in to get the moment, when it's blatantly obvious that that's what's gonna happen.
But they can always get they have live cameras all fixed all the time. They can just get the shot regardless without having the fucking situation be, oh, he's definitely getting the belt this time.
Yeah, I hate it. It's like, it's blatantly obvious. Hard camera zoom in. Oh, there we go. I want people to go back and watch some of the Money in the Banks. They do that every fucking Money in the Bank match.
I would love for that to be a fake out.
Yeah,
just imagine you were in another company, you did like a Money in the Bank ladder match. Well, not
or
quite,
a ladder match,
Obviously a ladder match.
Yeah,
but if you go to do that, and then suddenly, nope, it's a fake out.
Dude, that's what they should have. That's what they should be doing. But yeah, I don't know.
Have like side camera that's it or something.
Yeah, again, man, I'm just the fact that, and we'll save the Alexa Bliss talk after. But yeah, she won. Next up,
I kind of groaned, and I like Alexa Bliss. It's just I groaned. It's like, where does she fit in? Realistically, where does she fit in? And I don't. I understand. I know what happens, and I think the situation with that is it makes no fucking sense. Both these girls look like they could kill her.
Alright, well, before we get into that, though, before we get into all that shit, we already talked about what it was to talk about Jinder versus Roman. That was your next match. Roman won, as mentioned before. I have nothing else to say unless you want to say something real quick about the actual match itself.
What the fuck was that whole thing with was it Sunil Singh?
I Again.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? They wheeled him in the fucking wheelchair and the neck brace and the fucking like the arm cast and what the fuck was that? Really?
I didn't even watch it, so I couldn't even tell you what you're talking about. But the way it sounds like Vince Russo. Vince Russo made a special guest booking.
No,
appearance.
he literally. This was the opening to the. This is the opening to the match. They wheel out Sunil Singh, and Jinder Mahal's music comes out. And he walks down, and he's wheeling him down in the wheelchair to ringside. Now he's sitting there on ringside. They're doing the match. Now, at a certain point, I think he gets out of like the cast and he gets out of the chair and he goes and tries to fuck with Roman. Roman goes ape shit, fucking spears him and beats the shit out of him. And I'm like thinking to myself, okay, why did he need why did he need to be in the wheelchair then if he was just gonna like come out and fuck with Roman? Couldn't he have just, I don't know, stayed in the crowd or did a run-in? Like, did he really need to do that? It's so stupid and overly like convoluted. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like and then the whole situation is it brought nothing to the match. It's like, okay, the only thing I could have said is like, okay, if Roman he wheels himself to the ring, and Roman he like starts jaw jacking Roman comes out and he had like a weapon in his cast and he fucking struck him over the head with it, which they can't do anymore because head injuries. But I was watching it and I was just, what the fuck is the point? What was the point of that? It's just like, was the prop guy like, oh, we gotta use this wheelchair, we gotta use this arm cast, we need to use it because it gives me things to do.
I don't even know what happened to that guy. Because again, I didn't see Monday. Well, last Monday, I don't know if you saw last Monday, but yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what the storyline was that they had.
I think Roman beat the shit out of both the Singh brothers, and then the one they said was like, oh, he's hospitalized. And
dude, the other one hasn't been there since like December.
Oh, he probably got released from the company now.
I don't know, but they're actual brothers. I think the other one got hurt like really bad, like 6 months ago, or some shit like that.
I had no idea because I don't even watch. I do not watch Jinder Mahal matches.
I don't either. Believe me, I don't either. But so you want to go to the next part of this show?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I gotta do this really, really quick. Ladies and gentlemen, really quickly, I just want to give, I just want to have a moment of silence for the, for the death of Oscar's career. Why? Why?
Oh my god.
Why did she have to eat a pin to a girl that cannot, and I repeat, cannot get enough momentum on herself to the point where they had to bring back someone to get the heat for her. Let alone, can't even do her own finish, which is a super kick correctly. She can't kick.
I saw that. Oh my god. What the fuck is that?
She couldn't even do the Stratisfaction properly. That the handspring spot in the corner. So she's just like, oh, I can't do this. Oh, let me run away. Oh, I can't do this spot. Oh, why do you have the more talented person lose in such a WCW style fucking finish?
Because the Japanese.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, can we get the xenophobia fucking shit out of here? Oh yeah, okay, bomb Pearl Harbor. Shut up, Vince. Please.
Well, I'm in this company. The Japanese are not gonna go over.
Oh my god.
I remember what Inoki did to us. I ain't giving the Japs up any belt anytime soon.
Oh, man. The only part of this match I actually did like was seeing Ellsworth.
Yeah, I mean, you were the one that was like, yeah, they're probably better off just giving Ellsworth back to her. She's fucking garbage.
Dude. Any segment with her in it now will be enjoyable. And again, I know a lot of people. You know, my dad couldn't stand this guy. You couldn't. You know, you were kind of tired of him. A lot of people I talked to were tired of Ellsworth. You know what though? I'm one of the people who was like, yeah. I was like, you know what? I didn't like the AJ Dean Ambrose storyline. I thought that dragged like way too long. You know, it's like they did too many gimmick matches with him, but it's like the shit with Carmella I always enjoyed. I always, you know, it was one of those things where it wasn't go away heat. It was more of like, oh, let's see him get his ass kicked. Let's see him do this. Let's see him do that. You know, let's see, you know, this person beat him up. You know, it
doesn't make sense on a storyline point, because didn't she like sell him out and then had him get like fucking annihilated by the entire women's roster?
Not when it comes down to distracting the most dominant person other than Ronda Rousey on the roster. Not when it comes to, oh man, I'm going against Asuka. How am I going to beat Asuka? Oh, this guy that you treated like shit, who pretty much has Stockholm syndrome, is going to come back and cost you it's going to cost you the most dominant person that you're going to be in the ring with ever. Yeah, he's going to cost her the match. Okay, perfect. The story, I'm just happy to see him. It's going to make her more tolerable, especially because she's going to have the belt. But ultimately, I'm not looking forward to them making Asuka talk. Ellsworth, I go to hurt you. You cost me championship. I'm not looking forward to that at all. But I am looking forward.
Why can't they just get a fucking translator?
Why can't the fuck? Okay, you can have anyone.
They spent so much money. They spend so much money on fucking commentators for every single fucking language, and they can't get a translator. Listen, so we don't have to hear broken fucking English from someone who's supposed to be a badass.
You can get anyone from. You could get anybody from Japan. Taka Michinoku.
There's literally so many fucking people that would easily take a contract from WWE just to be a manager / translator.
Okay, listen.
And it would give them some air of, I don't give a fuck with the American, like, especially if you're trying to make them a heel. and it immediately makes it the situation like you know how like fucking Shinsuke is doing the whole I don't speak English shtick.
Yes, but again, okay.
Translator.
Yeah, again, but Taka Michinoku's days, in my opinion, in the ring are numbered. Put him with Choppy there on the Japanese announce table, and then pull Funaki out of there to be the translator.
Yeah.
Pull Funaki out of there to be with Asuka. You want to have someone with Nakamura? You can get anybody. What's Sonny Ono doing these days, huh? You give him Sonny Ono. What the fuck? Give him anybody. Anybody who's a good talker, who can speak both languages. That's fucking fine. You can have, and oh man, we can't have two translators. We can't have two translators on this show. Or put them together. I don't fucking know. Do something different other than just. We're both going to talk like this. No speak English or I'm not gonna be stereotypical, but yeah, no speak English. You know, you could fucking have anybody. If Funaki could announce for both. All he is an interpreter. It doesn't matter if he's doing a heel thing for Asuka, nor a heel thing for Nakamura and a face thing for Asuka. All he is just translating what they're saying.
Yeah.
But I
or
don't know.
At the very least, and this is the other thing they could do, like New Japan does. You have
Subtitles?
a fucking subtitles at the bottom.
Oh, God
They just
forbid.
speak in Japanese.
God forbid they would put. They have everything. Everything lights up now. The fucking. I'm waiting for the ring. I'm waiting for the turnbuckle pads to start lighting up. Everything has graphics now. The ring post have graphics. The ring apron. The ring apron has graphics.
Fucking thing they could end up doing is, you know how the thing lights up and they could have different graphics. Put
the subtitles on the graphics.
Yes.
They have Titantron screens. They have overhead screens above the ring. The ring posts light up. The ring apron lights up. You could put subtitles on the fucking ring apron. People gotta read the ring apron.
Yeah.
How 21st century of you?
Well, at least we're coming up with ideas that this fucking idiot company can't.
Well, yeah, guess what? We're not even costing them money. We're not even making them spend money if they don't want translators because they don't want to have the focus on anybody else. All you gotta do is have them go, and then just have them translate on the freaking ring apron.
Yeah.
And if you don't, and if
Titantron, the show itself. All you would need to do is just have the fucking subtitles at the bottom.
And if you're sitting if you're sitting at the ring apron, if you're sitting in the crowd and you're sitting in a spot where it's just the ring skirt, there's no actual LED board, just look at the Titantron screen. Look up at the main screens that they have in the actual arena. They put subtitles there. Again, we're not costing you money. What we're just saying is to make the production end work a little bit more. You were doing this whole fucking ABC Sesame Street bullshit where the words are popping up on the screen. Why not just do that for people that don't speak that language? Even do it for Andrade. Do it for Andrade Almas too. If if this for some reason Selena Vega can't make the fucking show that week, it's a no-brainer.
That's me. They do it for him. They
don't do it for him. Well, they only have they have the girl. They have Zelina, but they don't have they don't have the subtitles. Obviously.
No, well, I mean, they have the girl, but that's what I'm saying. They at least giving him something so he can actually speak. Have someone speak through him. You know, so it doesn't look like it doesn't look like fucking, or it doesn't sound like it's like he just came from a fucking, you know, like one of those citizenship courses where they're trying to teach the person how to speak English for the first fucking time.
Yeah. Well, with that, we segue into AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Wyatt. Intimidates, loses, intimidates, loses, intimidates, loses, intimidates, loses.
I'm gonna punch you in the balls.
Shinsuke will never get the belt. I'm calling it right now. He's done. He's officially done. It's over for him.
What the fuck? Why the entire fucking, like, run, and then
I know it's a waste, dude.
Why the entire heel run and the music change, and
they're putting AJ on the cover of the video game, which is why they had him win. He's supposed to be flourished into a feud next with Samoa Joe, fine, but I guess it's all bad timing. It's like why would you drag the feud out just to have him constantly lose? If you didn't have a goal for him, just let AJ retain, I don't know, a pay-per-view or two ago and be done with it and move on. Don't let it constantly be, oh yeah, let's just have Nakamura constantly losing because we have nothing else for him to do. But again, I'm gonna, go to what I was saying earlier, where a lot of people were saying Elias and Seth was match of the night. Other than the finish for this one, well, not the finish itself, but I mean, like, other than the result, this was my match of the night. This, to me, was a great match.
I really thought it was boring.
I didn't, dude. I thought they told a good story. I did not.
I don't know. To be honest, I'm kind of sick of this feud. I will give WWE credit for this. They made me be disinterested in something that we all should have loved.
I don't know, man. They did a lot of this match.
I am giving them credit for being the shittest company on the planet, for making me uninterested in something I should, by all rights, should have loved. So bravo to them. Bravo. They are fuck ups on another level. I want to give them a nice round of applause. They are completely incompetent.
I want
because this match, the way it was put together, was not them. I could tell just some of the spots, the pacing was not them. Either this was Kevin Dunn or either this was Kevin Dunn or it was Michael Hayes that came up with the just the match pace and everything. This is not them, because I'm sorry, you can't tell me that these guys are just gonna work at that type of pace the entire match, and you got them doing like just bare standard fucking moves, and it just nothing really popped out at you. And I'd say of the matches they did, the WrestleMania match was probably the best out of the three.
I don't know. I liked he did the freaking he did the suplex on the apron. They went all around the ring. They went into the crowd.
Come on! How many times have we seen the fucking superplex?
Not on the ramp.
Nah.
I'm talking about on the ramp, and then then Nakamura's running up the stairs and doing he's doing his kicks. There was a lot of decent spots, and I even liked the improv in the corner, where it looked improv, where they had the table set up, and it was constantly falling, so they went, okay, let me just lure him into the table. I liked that. To me, looked like a wrestler's match where it's just, hey, this isn't gonna work. We're not gonna bother keep trying. Let's just let's just improv, and it totally looked improv to me. And then not to mention, when he's running across the announce tables doing the Kinshasa, and he almost freaking Shinsuke almost hits his tailbone on the edge. Like
I don't know. I just didn't. It didn't make me excited for the match. And yeah, there were good moves in the match. It's just fucking story fell fucking completely flat. At this point, what was the entire point of anything that happened?
But also too, it was, you gotta remember something. Last man, you gotta think of the mindset too. Everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, this was boring." It's a last man standing match. Of course, it's gonna be a lot more slower paced. Last man standing matches are never fast paced, because you gotta sit there. You gotta take your time, do big spots so the ref can stand there, go 1, 2.
Okay, and that's where I'm gonna make my point. These two guys, above all else, these two guys, should they have been doing a fucking last man standing match?
No. For what it's worth, it was good for a last man standing match, and that's why I can't knock it. Would I prefer them to do anything else? Absolutely. Maybe they should have given the last man standing to Gargano and Ciampa. Maybe that's what kind of took me out of that match, knowing that would have been a last man standing match had they have not had AJ and Nakamura doing it.
I think it would have worked a lot more.
All the way around. It could have been.
I mean, I like the street fight, but then I think that they're probably going to do a third match between them, so that whatever the where's the next takeover?
Brooklyn.
Okay, so the next takeover is when it's SummerSlam, right?
Yeah. I think the 18th is the night. To me, the 18th is going to be Brooklyn takeover, and then 19th is SummerSlam.
I don't know. To me, it's just like, why? What was this entire thing leading up to? You had no fucking. There's the feud. The feud started at WrestleMania, and now it's been going on till. So for the past 3 months, Shinsuke has not gotten a fucking single win against AJ. You basically buried the guy, even though you gave him a fucking new song, new attitude, making him do heelish shit, and then all he ends up doing is ball punching AJ a couple times, and now you're telling me, well, he's not gonna win the belt at all. It's just a big waste of time. There's no catharsis in any part of the storyline at all. So, what was the fucking point?
I'm aware, and also too, I'm aware that this feud, we've been complaining about this feud for a long time now, and this is officially the end. This is officially the end. They are moving on from it. You're not going to see another one of these for a very, very long time. So this is.
But that's fucking sad. This was the feud everybody wanted to fucking see, and they fucking ruined it. How do you ruin? This was the match of Wrestle Kingdom 10. This was the match that made a lot of people take notice of New Japan, and you're telling me they do it in WWE and a total shit show? How do you fuck it up that bad?
But I'm sorry though. I'm sorry to say this, but as soon as I heard they were gonna do Nakamura and AJ here, I was like, okay, for WWE standards, it's gonna be alright. But people's expectations are a little high. They're a little high because, it was blatantly obvious that they were gonna screw it up. Not this bad. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad, but it was blatantly obvious that they were gonna screw it up. But I guess that's another reason why too. Like, I enjoyed this match recently. It was like it was, as far as the pay-per-view matches, it was the best one they've done in my opinion, and it was the notion of this is it, this is the last match of the two for a very long time in WWE. So it was like, okay, this is the end of the feud. They're doing brutal enough spots, fine. But again, AJ retains, the feud is over, and they're going to move on, which presumably is going to be AJ and Samoa Joe.
Which I'm happy for that too, but then it's just basically how many feuds can we ruin? How many feuds for all the smarks can we ruin at this point?
Hey, TNA ruined AJ and Joe as well, so yeah. From their last feud was going around during that time when AJ was doing the Claire Lynch gimmick. So yeah, whatever. This time I'm saying.
Oh God, no! Don't tell me they're gonna bring back Claire Lynch.
That would be pretty funny.
Oh no!
That would be funny.
No.
That would be funny, but anyway, we gotta move on here.
That would be funny. That would be terrifying.
No, yeah, but we gotta speed this. We gotta speed things up. So next up, we got Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax.
Change the channel.
The match was not bad. Ronda did okay.
Yeah, Ronda. But do we really tune in on a pay-per-view when we're all paying fucking $9 something? Let's be honest. We do watch like some of the like the programming and shit, but we're generally tuning in to watch the fucking pay-per-view itself. And someone doing okay, it doesn't fucking cut it for me.
No, I if anything, I think Nia was the one that was sloppy.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Nia was sloppy.
I'm happy they got the fucking belt off of her now. I've been the one kind of like, oh man, she'll be good eventually.
No. Listen, you, everyone, including you, all tried to convince me. Oh yeah, Nia has potential. Anytime I saw her, I always said she's an Awesome Kong ripoff, and she's proving to me. You gave her the belt, she did nothing with it. You did nothing with her with it. You gave her Ronda Rousey, which again, Ronda Rousey's new, and Nia had to take the lead, and it's like, okay, you put Nia in developmental for so long. She's been developmental. Well, actually, wait, has it been 3 years? Again, nowadays that's not an excuse. You got guys who can start calling matches after 3 years. So the fact that this is what she came up with, calling the spots, and not to mention they have producers helping them out, and the match has been choreographed for about 2 months, or a month. So yeah, there's no excuse why Nia came out there looking like the way she did. Ronda looked a lot better. So yeah, I don't know. I'm all set with Nia Jax. If they let her go tomorrow, good riddance. All fucking set with her.
I feel bad, but at the same time,
yeah. If anything, it made me. If anything, this match made me look more forward to Ronda Rousey than it. For her, she has fucking potential. She has a lot of potential.
Okay, one thing I want to say. Why the fuck did they put the belt back on Alexa?
Here's the part that I got annoyed with. Listen, you have how many girls on the payroll? You just did a Royal Rumble with like 30 girls, and you bring in Ronda Rousey, giving that, adding another number. You have all these girls at NXT. You have so many people. You have like, what, 10 to a dozen girls on Raw. And it's like, hey, let's just give the belt back to the person that had the belt, what, in April? And it's only June? And not to mention, imagine you have, imagine you have Andre the Giant, right? You have Andre the Giant in there going against, I don't know, who's someone, give me someone legitimate, from the 80s that you could see Andre the Giant going in the ring with.
Hogan, Savage, Flair.
Okay, we'll go with Hogan. We'll just get it easy, okay? You're doing Hogan and Andre, right? You got this big match. These two giant guys. And then little bitty Tito Santana comes in and then just starts kicking both their asses.
I'll do one worse. You get Brutus Beefcake coming in, and he kicks both their asses.
No, at least Beefcake is a big enough guy. Okay, we'll go another step here. Imagine, and this is a perfect example. This is officially
Virgil?
No, this is the official. I'm gonna do an Attitude Era style reference here. This is the official equivalent to what Alexa Bliss is now. You have this Attitude Era roster, right? And it's like, you have Rock, you have Austin, you have Undertaker, you have Mick Foley, you have Kane, all like the top guys, and it's like, let's give the belt to Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Oh.
You have all these badasses, and it's like, let's give the belt to the most insecure person, like, probably on the face of the planet, when it comes in terms to pro wrestling. Let's give it to Triple H. So, therefore, Alexa Bliss, in my opinion, is now the female Triple H. Just gotta give her everything. We gotta give her everything, because she apparently has these great promos, which she has great promos, I'm not gonna lie, but, they would come a lot better if you were a lot bigger, and not the size of one of the life-size Barbies.
No, basically Alexa Bliss is. I hate making fun of her. She is talented, but it's like, it's a situation. It's like,
dude, but again, if she came in there and did the briefcase thing to Carmella, that would be great. Oh, I got one for you. James Ellsworth. Okay, imagine this, right? James Ellsworth comes out, right? And
yeah.
you think it was with Carmella. Carmella goes to pin. He pulls the ref. And ref going, what the hell's going on? Alexa Bliss comes out and beats the shit out of both. Well, okay, it would be ridiculous if she's wailing on Asuka with the briefcase, but she doesn't pin Asuka. She wails on Carmella with the briefcase and pins Carmella, and now James Ellsworth is the official gopher for Alexa Bliss.
yeah, it would be a waste of Ellsworth then. I mean, it's a good storyline, but I feel like it'd be a waste because Alexa's already a good heel on the mic anyway.
Well, yes, I know it would, but hey, it's the same exact reason why they put Paul Heyman with CM Punk years ago. It's a waste, but it's an extension of, let's do something to where it doesn't look, totally laughable. Like everything with the women was just so bad. There's just so bad. It's like the green light out of all. The only thing that came out of this great on this whole pay-per-view was the actual women's match with
Why?
the Money in the Bank.
This is the thing that gets me. You got two separate belts on two different companies. You got all these other women that have nothing else to do, and you have a ton of them. How about a belt between both brands, like a I don't know, like a cruiserweight belt or an intercontinental belt, something that's like, oh well. It feels ridiculous. To be honest, it feels ridiculous because a lot of these women are fucking like. Some of them are like 150, 160 pounds, and then you have other ones that are like 100 pounds soaking wet or less, and you honestly think somebody with a 50-pound fucking weight advantage isn't gonna pound that person's face into dirt.
But for instance, in the heavyweight division now, are you really gonna have Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar?
Fuck no. But he should be putting. That's the thing. They should put fucking muscle on the guy.
No. What I'm trying to say with that is, this is why I made that analogy. You wouldn't do that because because psychology comes into factor. That part of your brain goes, oh yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why didn't anyone in WWE think to themselves, yeah, this doesn't make sense, let's not do it?
Because brains do not work in WWE. And if they were, to be honest, they should have been trying to tell them like, okay, if you're not gonna be looking like a cruiserweight anymore. You're gonna look like Benoit. You're gonna get fucking bulked up. Hey,
yeah,
he was the fucking Pegasus Kid.
Yeah, but when Eddie Guerrero and Benoit made themselves look like the way they did, that contributed to them no longer being here. And I don't know about you, but I like Finn Balor sticking around. And with that said, we got the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which the Raw participants were Kevin Owens, Bobby Roode, Finn Balor, and Braun Strowman. And then the SmackDown participants were Kofi Kingston of the New Day, Rusev, The Miz, and Samoa Joe.
Braun Strowman's a fucking monster. That's all I'm gonna say. Holy fuck. Oh my god.
I'm gonna run through this ladder.
He fucking ran through the ladder like it was made out of fucking tissue paper. It was fucking amazing.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, Pat's fucking laughing his ass off.
Yeah, I can fucking believe that, dude. Come on, like. I'm watching the match. I'm seeing all this cool shit happen. I see him fucking like just dunk Kevin Owens into tables, and they're like, "Oh, I think Kevin Owens is dead." and then they're like, "Oh, you're not getting past this, Braun. We're gonna do that that fucking moving, like like the glass panel." Joke where two guys are like moving a glass panel and something goes running right through it,
yeah.
or like, yeah, he made it seem like he made the fucking ladder seem like it was like a sugar glass panel. He literally just walked through it, and I love the reaction like by the two guys. They're like, "What the fuck just happened?" I fucking like.
And then the Miz's face, and the Miz's
face. Of this match.
And Miz sold that perfectly.
Yeah,
Miz sold that perfect.
Like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh man. Dude, this match was. You know what? I'm gonna retract my statement. I said, Okay. Styles and Nakamura was, to me, I enjoyed it a lot. To me, it was my favorite singles match, but it was maybe my favorite match, like multi-man, just favorite match overall was probably this match. Just talk about a match where it's like you get happy for the guys in it because I think we're officially we're done from this whole perspective of we got to bring out Shane so he could jump off the ladder or the cell or whatever the fuck. We got to have so and so back so he could do this. They finally had it where the young guys could go out there and make a name for themselves again. Finally. And when I say that, my God, Kevin Owens, how Mick Foley of you, Braun Strowman, how Undertaker of you. In the month where it's going to be the 20th anniversary of Cactus going off the Hell in a Cell. Oh my God, dude. What was your reaction to that spot?
I thought it was. I swear to God, at first I thought it was giving me a tease, and then Kevin would like break out of it, and it would have just become like a minor drop or something, or or it was a situation where like the ladder was going to fall over and they were just going to plummet back down. But I didn't think he was going to fucking do that. I didn't expect him to go all the way fucking down through the fucking table. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Yeah.
When people were... Owens. No, you know what that reminded me of? We all thought that fucking... What the fuck? What is that move that Ciampa does?
I forgot. Yeah, I know what you're talking about it.
When he put Gargano through the was it, what the hell was that? That was it was the table next to like the stage. When he did that off the stage, we thought that was a brutal fucking spot. This, and especially considering Owens is a big fucking guy. God damn! I'm sorry. That was shades of Attitude Era. Holy shit!
Yeah, that was that they officially made that look like they officially made it look like, hey, guess what? These guys are actually badasses. They actually.
You know what? You know what? I feel like Braun Strowman is so massive that he's creating like black holes like warp everything around them. But he's like concentrated Attitude Era, and everything around him warps to make things better.
Dude, this is why I was like, okay, and I'm sorry to jump right into the finish, but I'm just going to. The reason why I was so fucking... this is probably the loudest I fucking reacted to anyone winning the Money in the Bank, probably ever. And this is going with Daniel Bryan winning it and Punk winning it twice. I marked it because the reason why I just got so excited is like... What Raw has been for the past, well over a year was, what's Braun Strowman going to do next? What is Braun Strowman going to break next? Who is Braun Strowman going to beat the shit out of? What is Braun Strowman going to do next? That's what Raw has been for the past fucking well over a year. So the fact that like they have so much fucking buzz to this guy, and now they're finally pushing him to the moon, and it's like I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry, but you tell me, who would you rather have as a champion? Nakamura or Braun Strowman? I'm gonna go Braun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Braun. It's just, it's like we all know Nakamura is a legend. Nakamura could leave WWE today and go to Japan tomorrow, and then he's a fucking god. You know, it's like Braun Strowman. Here's a guy that has so much just fucking... He has what they want. He has everything that they want, and he has an attitude about him, no pun intended, that the people look at and go, yeah, we can get behind this guy. Why not?
See, this is the thing that boggles my mind. It's like, this is everything. This is fucking like fire. This is Promethean fire. Like, you're dealing with something that came out of nothing, out of fucking thin air, and you have this fucking, like, you know, like, this energy, this fucking, like, this extra something that they've wanted for years out of Star. He is, and I know we had this discussion. We've kind of conceded, said that maybe he's not the guy, but he's the attraction that makes you want to go. He's the type of Andre. I don't know anymore. I think he might be the fucking guy.
I'm holding on to it. I would like to.
I don't know how to fucking really describe it. He is a monster, and he's fucking interesting to watch. He's good on the mic. He's a good wrestler. I mean, I don't understand how you don't push this guy to the fucking moon. He is the full package. I don't get it. I really don't. If they fuck him up, I'm done. I'm not watching them ever again, because this is your best shot. This is your best shot at having a champion, having this fucking Cena, Batista, Undertaker, hybrid, Stone Cold hybrid, where the kids love him. He goes out with the kids. He does stupid bullshit with children. He goes out and he's nice to the fans, and the fans love him, and they cheer him, and they're screaming Braun when he comes out, and it's like, if they fuck it up, I have no faith in this company anymore. If they fuck him up, I'm done. I will cancel the fucking subscription. Then at this point, this company's dead to me. Because if they fuck him up, and this guy should not be fucked up. He is so simple. He is so simple. Just give him the ball and let him run with it. It's an easy touchdown.
Yeah. 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 And, it's like you said, it's so simple. But yet, and guess what, too? He's a guy they created. He's a guy they fucking created. He's only been wrestling for not even 4 years. Which, again, is to say what I would say about Nia, where it's like, you got Braun Strowman's been around for 4 years, and look how fucking good he is, and you got Nia, who's lumbering around and has no conviction. No identity.
I can't do it anymore. I'd rather her not talk at all than do her stupid.
I'm done, dude. I'm so done with. Yeah, I'm so done with her. That's it. And the thing, it's like, I just wish Awesome Kong worked out in this company, because it's like, when you can't convince someone like me who have seen so many girls her size and they've done better, and it's, hey, look at this girl who has potential. Oh, why does she have potential? Oh, because she's about 275 pounds and she's 6 foot tall. Okay, so is this girl, that girl, and that girl, and that girl. What's your point? Meanwhile, you have a guy like Braun, where it's, hey, look at Baron Corbin. Okay, well, whatever. Hey, look at Big Cass. Whatever. When like both of them look like children. They have the face of children. And, they have like the actual in-ring presence. of a fucking game character from the Simpsons wrestling game. And then you have Braun Strowman, who's just a pure natural. And you know what? This is why I also developed a lot of like a soft spot outside of the ring for Bray, outside of his shit that he did with his wife, where he's the one that fucking mentored Braun and went, hey, and you know I know what immediately what you're gonna say when I say this. He has Braun Strowman watching Bruiser Brody. He has Braun Strowman watching Bruiser Brody matches, and that immediately I was like, oh, I'm sold. I'm sold. And this was about 2 years ago. He admitted this on Steve Austin's podcast, Braun. He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm upset that they got Bray over on SmackDown, but he's like, but he was basically my mentor. He showed me all these matches from like Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody. So I've been watching a lot of Bruiser Brody, and immediately I was like, oh man, it's like he's only had like 3 squash matches, and I love this guy.
Yeah, because he literally is. He is the personification of everything. All these guys, all these like top heels, he's doing everything they did, and it works. It fucking works. It's like we've seen so many fucking awful heels, and we still see heels that are fucking garbage. We've had to deal with. Big Cass is getting slightly better. This is one match. Let's skew him in about a year and see whether or not he's learned anything. But from this latest match, yeah, he looks a little bit better. Baron Corbin, maybe he'll be a little bit better. I like his new look a little bit better. He looks more intimidating than balding and Hogan hair.
He does, but he also looks like, I'm sorry, but he looks like a mentally challenged busboy. It's just this guy, Baron just, and I wanna try to get behind him because of how he is outside of the ring with like the metal scene and all that. Like he is into some bands I'm into, and I'm learning that, and he's also, his theme songs from this band I really like now, Bad Wolves. So it's like it's like outside of WWE, it's like, okay, like, if I were to talk to this guy, we would just talk about music the whole fucking time. But the guy's just doofy. He's just a doofy fucking guy. But that's exactly the point that we've been making, where it's like you got someone finally where Vince obsesses over the big guys, and you finally got someone who's natural talent, and until he gets the actual belt, which I'm holding that because they could go, dude, let's gonna have Brock beat him anyway because Brock is a UFC legend. So I'm gonna hold my breath until he actually does get the belt.
If he does get the belt,
however,
one match I want to see before all else. I want you to guess.
What? Before he gets the belt?
No. One match when he gets the belt.
Him versus Lars?
God damn it, Eric. Yeah, no, my heart would explode.
I think all of ours would, but at least we know the promos would be really fun. But but we're gonna end. We're about to end. Talk about Money in the Bank, and because we gotta get into NXT. But yeah. So I will say the last thing I will say about Braun is when he gets when you hear the music for him to cash in, that's gonna be a Stone Cold Steve Austin level pop. That roar is officially the new glass break once that cash in comes. You know it's coming. That roar is the new glass. So, what do you rate Money in the Bank? What grade?
Uh, I'd say a B, a solid B.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
B
there's
here.
nothing here that's amazing, other than maybe the Money in the Bank and
It was
I
okay.
would say the match between Elias and uh, and
It
Seth.
was to close out the statement on the show itself. I give it a B too. My dad goes, "Why the fuck couldn't they give us Money in the Bank? Why did we have to get backlash?"
Uh, because to be honest, Newark is not as big a
I know it's yeah. It doesn't mean shit
yeah.
compared to Chicago. I know. But anyway, that'll do it for Money in the Bank, and let's try to get into NXT now, shall we? Uh, our opening match on NXT Takeover Chicago was the undisputed era of Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defending the belts against Oney Lorcan, formerly known as Biff Busick, for all you indie fans out there, and Danny Burch. What are your thoughts?
Uh, yeah, I think we discussed this a little bit during the match, but Undisputed Era needs to be faced.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
They need to be faced.
well,
At this point, no one's gonna boo them. No one's gonna boo them.
what's the point of them? Like, okay, Joe Numbers made a tremendous fucking point. He goes, he's saying, and I quote, "I'm watching the Undisputed Era come out, and they're coming out to the Rage Against the Machine music, and Kyle O'Reilly's playing the guitar, and the crowd's yelling Adam Cole, baby." And then they're your heels, and then the babyface comes out to generic Dropkick Murphys ripoff music, with one guy holding one finger up and one guy holding up two fingers in plain black attire.
Yeah.
And those are your baby faces. So it's it's like, why couldn't you just why couldn't they just done a double turn on this show?
I've been fine with that. I like don't get me wrong. I like Birch and Lorcan.
I do too.
I just think they should be heels.
Well, I like them. I want them to be heels because I like them. If I didn't give a fuck about them, I'd be like, yeah, just let them be doomed as baby faces. But no, I like them as heels. I mean,
they're actually. I like their aesthetic. I like their ability. I like their ability. I think, and I think I maybe mentioned this to you. Put the Undisputed Era needs more than anything else. They need a opposite heel faction. Well, if they do turn babyface, they need an opposite heel faction for them to be challenged by.
Yeah, because
I was saying, you get Lorcan and Birch, Pete Dunne, and then as a wild card that you just bring in because he's having trouble beating Adam Cole, or he just doesn't like Undisputed Era, or he's had issues with them before because they interfered in his match, or whatever else. You just have a situation where you have EC3 join, and then you could call them, and I came up with the name, Million Pound Mob.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a wild card. It's like, oh, why would you put EC3 with two Brits and a Boston guy? But again, that's your wild card. It's something different. It's something where it's like, okay, you haven't seen a group like that before, and it's not just, hey, you get it? They're all together because they're just Brits. Hey, you get it? They're all together because they're, I mean, essentially, the Undisputed Era is basically a Ring of Honor group That's basically all they are. But again, they're making it work beyond just that. They're having more depth as opposed to just, hey, we're Ring of Honor guys. It's that the Ring of Honor momentum's starting to wear off. They're starting to mold more into this gimmick, which is great. But again, it's, you need something different. That's why I like your group. At first, when you told me EC3, I was like, I could have put anyone else in there. But I thought more about it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? No one's doing anything like that. So why not? Why not make it something weird, but, something people can get used to?
Well, it would make sense because you have they'd all be heels. They'd all have some kind of, you could have them be like this group that has a vendetta. They're not necessarily going to get along. Like EC3 is going to probably chafe with like Pete Dunne. They're going to have like during matches when they should be paying attention or trying to beat Undisputed Era. They're going to get into like shoving matches and get into each other's faces and be kind of like a jaw-jacking. But I feel like if you were going to do some kind of like situation where you have two British guys, you get two American guys, you have this situation where they're all kind of jaw-jacking each other. They like they have subtle stuff, like they're like EC3 could make jokes about his English counterparts, and that like they get into like kind of like a shouting match in the promos, and it would make sense because they, like I came up with the name. It's like £1 Million Mob. It's a situation where they're basically a mob. They're fucking four guys. They're pissed off and they just want to beat the crap out of Undisputed Era, and I think that would work. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think it would work if you had like a good logo and you gave them a decent enough storyline against the Undisputed Era. I think they could end up doing something. And you haven't had like a stable you haven't had a major stable in NXT other than Undisputed Era since Sanity left.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and
why not?
You could do War Games. You could do a 4-on-4 War Games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing though, on this card, I normally we just go right from match to match, but I gotta point this out. You didn't by chance see the little like 20-second clip of Lars Sullivan backstage training, did you?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay. Alright, perfect, because I gotta send this to you. You're gonna laugh your ass off. This is something Brock Lesnar did back in the day, but I haven't seen someone done this since. Look at what he's curling.
So, yeah, I lied. I want him to face Braun now. I want to just see that. I just want to see that. I want to see what a beautiful baby of destruction they would create.
So, obviously,
would the universe implode?
So, no pun intended. So I sent Pat a picture. For those that didn't catch it, right after the Oney Lorcan Birch match, right before the Velveteen Ricochet match, they were doing like they were panning to Lars in the back, and it was Lars Sullivan pretty much doing curls with a piece of Etrusc. Brock Lesnar did that back in the day, but again, you haven't seen someone done that in a while, and it's like, yeah, fuck yeah. Here's a fucking animal.
Oh god, the thing about Lars Sullivan, he looked like he would have beaten 2002 Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. You know what's funny? If you told me, okay, you gotta if you gave me a buy or sell on Lars Sullivan versus Brock Lesnar from 2002, I'm gonna take Lars any day. If it means actually do the whole Infinity War erasing of Brock, yeah, why not? Because you know why? Yeah, Paul Heyman was with him. Yeah, fantastic. But Lars Sullivan, 1, can talk for himself. 2, has a menacing voice, and 3, can do just as much as devastating shit as Brock does, but with more moves.
Oh my god! Could we? If we had the Infinity Gauntlet, that would be one of the first things. We'd be like, just bye, Brock. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
And it was just like right in Lars Sullivan. It's like, yeah, no, all the shit that happened with Brock back in like the 2000s, that's Lars now. But we're gonna put him as like he was only like maybe 20, 23 years old, so now he can still be wrestling. If I had the Infinity Gauntlet, so many things would be great.
Well, one thing he didn't need the Infinity Gauntlet for is Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Dream of me is running wild, brother.
Oh. I love that you brought this up to me, that just the opening match, the opening segment of that match is basically just is Hogan versus The Rock.
Yeah, I caught on it immediately. Like, everyone on social media was making memes about it. I caught on immediately. I was like, yeah, I know what the fuck they're doing.
Oh man. That's phenomenal. I love Velveteen's fucking like his ring get up, but this time, man, that was fucking amazing. That was fucking phenomenal.
Man.
The one thing I kind of didn't think, I kind of didn't think they would ever do that, though. I thought like Hogan in general is, done in the company, and they're not going to bring him up. But is this kind of a sign that they might be working towards a deal with him, or?
I want everyone to paint this picture, and I'm going to be a dick about this. A black guy, a full-on black guy, came out dressed as Hulk Hogan. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, Hogan's forgiven. They don't give a shit if Mark Henry doesn't forgive him or not. He's forgiven amongst the black people in the WWE, and he's, pretty much. Don't be surprised if they start bringing him up more or showing him at appearances. He's pretty much. To
be honest, if you had somebody outside of the wrestling business that doesn't follow wrestling at all and didn't know about the whole Gawker thing, and they just happened to be black, I don't think they would fucking know about it, and I don't think they would give too much of a shit. It's Hulk Hogan. They'd probably end up just saying, yeah, he's white. They're all racist.
It's still the point.
And then let it go.
It's still a point of Flair. Flair said this shit though, and he said that the fucking word to Teddy Long. So it's like, yeah.
Well, he said it to numerous people.
And then
New Jack has said that he said racist shit to him.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler too. Jerry Lawler said racist shit. Jerry Jarrett as well. All these guys did. So it's like, yeah, oh yeah, that's them being them. Hogan says it. Oh, crucify him. He's the fucking worst person on the face of the planet. Nah.
If fucking Booker T is saying, I don't give a shit, he's not a racist. And you got a whole bunch of other people that are like just going, he just said it, and he's just got done banging a chick. What the fuck? It wasn't even a video that was meant to be seen. Why? And to this day, I still don't understand the fucking backlash behind that. But getting back to the phenomenal match,
Yes.
holy shit and a half, the shit they did. Okay, so, a lot of, this started off in a slow pace. Like, it was a slow pace for, like, the beginning of the match. Not a lot until, like, probably, like, past one quarter of the match going by. And then the pace goes fucking, like, frenetic. You have all these moves, all these spots, and then they're doing this thing where Velveteen is doing his spots, like he's doing Ricochet's spots. He's trying to get in his head, and then he's beating the shit out of Ricochet, and Ricochet comes back, and they're doing like a back and forth, and Ricochet's starting to get into his groove, and then the last two parts of the match were like, holy shit, man! I mentioned this to you briefly, where I was like, the quality of this match, when I was going back and thinking about it, like, move-wise, Takahashi versus Ospreay, better match. Story-wise and selling, this match.
Yeah.
This
I
is
agree.
on par. This is on par with that match. If you put this in Best of the Super Juniors, or this was a match in New Japan, the crowd would be fucking,
Ecstatic.
the brains would explode.
Yeah. And the scary part is Velveteen Dream is 22 years old.
Yeah. Who ended up winning that season?
Two clowns that aren't even on, that didn't even get a fucking a contract. There was some guy named Josh. Josh something. They called him the fucking Yeti. He basically looked like an overgrown Adam Cole. And then they had some other fucking weird looking chick named Sarah Lee, who she didn't look anything at all fucking impressive. She was pretty much your plain fucking next door girl. And the only thing that wrestling fans know her by, other than winning Tough Enough, is, oh yeah, Wesley Blake from Blake and Murphy knocked her up. That's so, like, and I intentionally did not watch that season because I was like, okay. I watched the first couple episodes, and I intentionally did not watch Tough Enough because I was like, okay, I'm going to prove a point to myself, and if this is true, I'm never watching another Tough Enough as long as they keep producing them. My point was, you're spending so many weeks at a time watching this show to get invested about people that they're going to get eliminated, and the people that win you're not going to give a fuck about, and the people that win are going to get released anyway, and the people that you like are the ones that are actually going to do stuff in the WWE. They're going to get signed anyway and do stuff, i.e. Mandy Rose and Velveteen Dream.
Yep.
So, like, again, and oh yeah, and Sonya Deville was also in that cast as well. So, again, it goes to show you that, yeah, that Tough Enough is a bunch of bullshit, and, you know, I feel like if they just completely just end it, it's, you know, it's for the fucking better. But, you know, anyway,
I'm actually surprised it's still going.
No, they haven't done one in 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, they haven't done one in 3 years. Tough enough.
Okay. All right, good.
Yep. Yeah, no. That was the last one so far. So if they do another one, I'm not fucking watching that bullshit. But yeah, anyway though, to get into some of the shit from this match itself, things that stood out to me. There's just a lot of things that they did, they did the superplex to the floor, which again, it's one of these things where you expect so much out of them, and they do certain things. They do certain spots where they're doing simplistic things, and they slow down the pace, and like you were saying, oh yeah, they were slowed down and they picked it up. That's exactly why they were about to run. They were about to run 20 plus minutes. They had to start slow. That's what Okada and Omega do. They start slow so they could pick it up later.
But that's good pacing.
Yeah. The pacing was fucking perfect of this match, and just everything from the fucking constant Death Valley drivers, and Ricochet does his own, and just everything about this. He does the elbow drop, and it's everything that they did. It's they told the fucking story of who the fuck they told the story
is the better guy.
Yeah, who's the better guy? But it's also Ricochet going, okay, Dream, you're saying anything you could do, anything I could do, you could do better. I'm gonna do all your stuff, and let me see you copy what I could do.
I love the bit where he's beating the shit out of Velveteen Dream. Dream gets to the corner, and this is right after let's talk about the shooting star. Holy fuck!
Oh, yeah.
Because he goes. Everybody was like, oh, the reason Brock fucking concussed himself was that he was too far. No. I know Ricochet is much smaller, but fuck it anyway, Situation is, guy fucking did it from even farther and fucking landed it perfectly. And then sold the fucking ribs because Velveteen put the knees up. So, yeah. Okay. So, and then you had this whole fucking back and forth, and then he tries doing that behind the head hook, the underhook DDT.
Yeah.
And he breaks out of it. Then he goes for it a second time. And he hits it, and then that fucking elbow drop, man. That fucking elbow drop. It's not even like an elbow drop anymore. It's like a coast to coast elbow drop.
Well, that's what he was going for. He was going for a coast to coast, which then led into the the 630 onto the back.
Yeah, holy fuck.
Talk about though, you know what though, I loved a few years ago when everyone was like, oh yeah, Ricochet's just another fucking flippy Mark, doesn't fucking know psychology. Yeah, when you have him with guys that are implemented in psychology, and you have again, Ricochet is one of these fucking. This is why I'm okay with the one and only gimmick for him. He's one of these talents that he could do anything. He could literally do fucking anything. He could fucking flip around and high fly. He could chain wrestle. He could brawl. This guy is so fucking. That's why I love Will Ospreay's offense. As a high flyer. As a high flyer, he's better. But as an all-rounded athlete, Ricochet is way better.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Ricochet. In terms of wrestling, I'd say Ricochet I don't know. This is the weird case. It's like, who's better? You have, of the three that you can say are the best. It is usually the case between these three, and then this is the top generation, top of the generation right now. People are the best. You have number one. You have AJ, then you have Kenny, and then you have Ricochet. And of all those three, if you wanted to make a case about who is the best wrestler in the world, who do you realistically say is the best? Because I don't know, because you have a situation. It's like they can all go. They all have. If tomorrow someone was going to put a gun to your head and is saying who's the best wrestler in the world, off the top of your head, who would you say?
I would say Kenny Omega. I would. No, because, okay, when you compare him to... You can't compare him to Ricochet, because when you tell me, okay, who's the best wrestler, you got to think of who's top of the line as far as quality of their matches, who's top of the line on the promos, who's top of the line just as a presence in the ring as far as look. Kenny Omega has the total package. Ricochet's in WWE to work on his promos. Or he's at least down in the Performance Center to work on his promos. So that's exactly the reason why, as far as actual
he's still incomplete.
Ability,
yeah, I can say that.
Yeah. So it's the same way as.
Do you think that whole Kenny being in the developmental system years ago, did you think that was the reason that he's more complete than Ricochet is now?
Yes and no, because you could also say that a lot of his promo work develops. Your promo work develops on the more knowledge you gain from more people. The more and more people you listen to, the more and more you pick up on shit, and also too, you just take shades of yourself. What is Kenny Omega's outside of this? What is his real life personality? He's a fucking gamer nerd. They just did a whole thing with the New Day and the Bullet Club at E3. He's a fucking gamer nerd. So it's like he has that personality etched already from video games, and then you take everywhere he's been and every territory he's been, and it came into the talker he's now. So, and again, it's like, oh yeah, well, Ricochet did all the traveling too, and all different, facets, but he's not also, the developmental system works to a degree. It's not entirely flawed. If it was flawed, Velveteen Dream and Lars Sullivan would not be some of the highlights of that system. They would be totally failed projects.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think overall, no, I will say Kenny Omega is the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
I think nothing to AJ, but his promos have never been the greatest, and I'd say he has lost a step or two since he's been in WWE.
Yeah. Again, yeah. Right now, and that's going against Daniel Bryan. That's everybody. Kenny Omega is the fucking best wrestler. I don't care if you're someone that's, oh man, you guys are just being, you guys are showing your age. You're being Meltzer marks. No, we're going based off of, obviously me more than you. I've seen this guy grow more than not. I've seen him grow from what he was to what he is now. And then, we see how he is outside of Japan, in terms of like the whole E3 thing. where he carries himself like a fucking star. And that's what you need, and that's why a guy like Ricochet is gonna eventually benefit from being in NXT. The WWE, the main roster, could most likely ruin him. That's a fucking given, but he could most likely benefit from the system down in NXT. The Performance Center could help him.
My whole thing is, I really hope they don't just turn him into Neville Part 2.
Oh, dude, they
burn him out.
Yeah, I'm praying they don't. I hope it's just. Let it be a case where you have Finn Balor. He's not in 205, even though he's that late. Let it be a case where Ricochet is the other example of, hey, we got this guy. Yeah, he's that weight, but he's more than just a cruiserweight champion. He has something about him. He has an enigma status about him. And even Rock is, and that's another thing that'll help his case too. Rock and him are friends.
Yeah. Rock is taking an interest in him, and I'm pretty sure he'll mentor him. But then again, Roman's his cousin, and he hasn't gotten better on the mic.
But Roman also probably has the ear of a brick wall. Ricochet looks like he's willing to learn. Roman looks like, I already make about $3 million. I don't need to listen to you.
Whereas if he had decent promo skills or could get the smart marks to like him, he could be earning the same amount as Brock and Cena.
Yeah, right.
And God knows how many other wrestlers.
Yep.
Or at the very least, if he doesn't want to do wrestling anymore.
Yep. But anyway.
Star.
But anyway, next matchup we have we have the fucking showdown of two really fucking homely, frightening looking chicks between Nikki Cross and what we like to dub as Shizuki, Shayna Baszler, for the NXT Women's Championship.
No, but I'm sorry here, and why did they both turn me on?
Because they could hurt each other, and you're a sadist.
Oh, I was like, Nikki Cross, man. I don't know what's about. I don't know what.
Dude, you're a fucking sadist. That's officially what I'm going by. That's what it is.
I don't know, like Nikki Cross, man. It's like she's pretty hot. I'm like, okay. I'm like, there's something wrong with me, isn't there? I'm like, I don't find Alexa Bliss all that attractive, but the crazy chick that wants to get choked out. Yeah, I learned some things about myself that scared me, and then Shizuki, I'm like, you're I'm like, you're Minoru Suzuki with boobs.
No, I mean,
you're my new waifu. You're my new waifu.
Oh God, dude, she doesn't even have tits. I don't even know what you're talking about. She's got an ass. She's got an ass, but she does not have a. Dude, she's flat.
I mean, like.
I know what you mean, though.
Boob, like. Whatever, she's a female Suzuki.
Yeah,
whatever,
basically. But that's why you have a thing for her. But again, the match itself, dude, it's short and sweet. It's probably one of the it's the match that no one's talking about, and it's a lot of that's just because it was a solid like short match for the women. It was probably one of the shorter women's matches that they've had in a little while in NXT. But again, it's just the shit they did was nice. I love the whole gimmick of Nikki Cross wanting to be put into a sleeper hold.
The one thing I noticed though, they need to cover her up a little bit more, because there's a lot of times where, you know, she's in that corset where she was literally, like, I noticed she kept putting her hand over her chest because she noticed that her tits were about to pop out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she kept doing that throughout the match. She kept putting her hand over her chest, because, like, especially in the spots where she's got the rear naked choke locked in, and she's got her propped up, and because she's wearing that corset thing, and she has large breasts. Okay, so she's almost popping out of it. So the whole time she's like holding her chest, so you don't like see her cleavage. So it was like that kind of takes you out of it. I feel like they could cover her up a little bit more, so her fucking tits don't pop out. Like I wouldn't complain. I do think she has a nice body. Her face, like her face and her teeth are kind of a little mangly, but whatever. It's just, you know, like if this is like supposed to be like a legit match, this isn't. They're not supposed to be fat bait like the rest of the.
But here's the thing though, dude. They homed her up. They intentionally tried to make her look like Stan's sister from South Park.
What does she normally look like?
Oh man, okay. Like, I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna show you right now, and I'm also gonna show you a picture of what she looks like dolled up. Like what she looks like dolled up is totally like you'd be like, wow, that's the same girl. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna send you two pictures here. 1 second. Okay, so the first picture I'm showing you is what she basically looks like normal. Like, obviously she's in ring gear, but like that's what she looks like normal.
Okay.
And then here's her all dolled up.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's the same girl.
God damn.
Yeah, that's the same girl. You would have never thought that. She kind of looks like, what's her name there? Celeste Bonin. That used to be Caitlyn.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, dude, that's basically...
I mean, it works. It works for her to do the whole crazy thing.
Oh, the crazy thing works great for her. You know? No, because, you know, it's like, it's the same thing with, like, Rosemary, where, like, Rosemary and Impact, like, they first brought her out, and, like, she's, like, you know, she just has all that paint on her face, and she just looks all, like, whacked out and shit. And obviously, they eventually cuted her up, but I think
I still want to see Rosemary come to NXT or WWE. Well, what is she doing in Impact? I haven't been following Impact.
She's hurt. Well, she's hurt now.
But what happened?
I think ACL.
Ooh.
I think ACL, but they're doing a cool thing with Rich Swann's wife. I you know what though? I will say this: if you ask me, what's the best women's division right now? Honestly, even compared to NXT, Impact is way better. As far as the women go, their talent is so slim, but the shit that they have the girls doing there is really good. Like everyone has a purpose for being there. Everyone has some sort of aura or character depth to them. There's, a lot of that's because of how slim the roster is, but everything's really good. Like right now, the champ is Sue Young, which is Rich Swann's wife, who she's doing like the whole Undead Brian thing. And,
okay. I'm surprised they're still married after the whole fucking domestic abuse thing.
Oh, I am too. I am too, but hey, love works in mysterious ways sometimes. Uh, but hey, but again, to each their own. So, no, they did a thing where like they wrote Rosemary off TV for now, where like they put her in a casket, and Su Yung and her undead bridesmaids lit the casket on fire in the woods.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking dope. That's like good Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. So then Allie, who was the champion, who is basically like this vegan. She's basically blonde Bailey, or what should have kind of been, where like she was afraid to like do anything physical, and like she's like obsessed with bunnies, and they were calling the group between her and Rosemary Demon Bunny. So it got to the point where she got so heartbroken over the loss of Rosemary that she now is now consumed by the dark. So she's currently in like a feud somewhat against Su Yung.
God damn, that's actually a pretty good fucking storyline.
So, but yeah, I mean, again, Shayna Baszler, Nikki Cross, fun match, decent enough feud, but you compare it to, to me it sucks compared to Impact right now with what they're doing.
Yeah, like that sounds like pretty awesome wrestling. How is Impact overall? I feel like I gotta give them a chance and check them out because I've heard good things about them.
Dude, I've been enjoying the show. I've actually been enjoying Impact like the past. I've been watching like pretty religiously the past. I want to say maybe a month, 2 months. I can't complain. I even watched Slammiversary about 2 months ago. Again, a lot of that is probably because of the partnership with Lucha Underground, and there's some input from Lucha Underground now, which is what making the show a lot more fun to watch. But yeah, overall, there's not a lot of bad shit on there. So it's a solid wrestling show.
That's my whole idea. That's my whole thought process. Is now all these companies are starting to work together more and more, and now, they're not only just giving talent, but they're like kind of giving ideas. So I think a lot of these companies that have been struggling are starting to get it together now.
Yeah, and again, that's fine. It's like wrestling is a niche market anyway. Even WWE, it's a niche market. It doesn't matter how much fucking money that company's making. It's a niche market. So it's like there's nothing wrong with fucking promotions, working together. Where this isn't the 90s anymore, where people are gonna fight for ratings. It's now just let's work together to make wrestling grow again. So that's why I'm really happy that you have a partnership with Impact and Lucha and all that shit. So, but yeah. But anyway, back to this match. To at least I'll close it off on my end. Shayna makes Nikki Cross pass out. And while she does that, kudos to Nikki on this one. She's just smiling as she's getting put to sleep.
Yeah,
a little detail like that
really well.
Yeah, and then Shizuki just looks fucking menacing.
That's the one thing I will give them. They're not doing these complex storylines, but stuff
simple.
that they give them is still like good. This is good wrestling in general.
Yeah, it's simple.
This is what you want from your. But you know what? If you have a menacing, this is the problem that I have with the main roster. It's like you have no one that's menacing. None of these women look like they can fuck you up. Like they will fuck you up. They will fuck up your husband. They will fuck up your kids.
They just had Ronda Rousey last night, and they had her since January under contract. They had her last night. Beat the shit out of Alexa Bliss, put her through a table, beat the shit out of the referees, and then fuck up Kurt Angle. With no smile on her face the entire fucking promo. A whole 10-15 minute segment went by, and even backstage segments were her, and not one smile, and it's like, you couldn't have done this about how many months ago?
Oh,
But they suspended her for 30 days, and ironically enough, her Hall of Fame speech is going to be July 5th for UFC.
There you go.
So, yep.
It was just a storyline based thing.
Yeah, but yeah, again, it's a way to write off TV. Whatever, it's no big deal. But
at least they're trying to like give her a reason why she's not on television. Isn't just
that's fine.
Brock doesn't feel like it.
Oh yeah, no, that's even better too, because then you don't have to have a goofy force push of a girl going, "Duh, Ronda Rousey ain't here." Anyway, next match up.
Don't give him ideas.
Yeah. Next match up, it's the creepy silhouette versus fucking Aleister Black.
Oh God. God. Oh my God, this is a fucking slobber knocker. Like when you think of a match and you know two guys are gonna beat the fuck out of each other, and it's not even a hardcore match, but it's gonna look like a fucking hardcore match because they're both fucking like deadly weapons, and they're gonna beat the fuck out of each other. This is the type of match you think of.
Dude, I'm just gonna say,
holy shit.
I'm gonna say, I don't care who people, people could say, anyone could fucking say, any, Jim Cornette, anyone, and I'm not saying they have, but anyone can say what they want. Oh yeah, Lars is still a little green. Dude, Lars, for what it's worth, is a great wrestler. For what it's worth, he is a fucking great wrestler. It's just, he, like, everything, obviously he has conviction, and he has the character down pat. He has it down fucking solid. But as far as his actual in-ring repertoire and the story he's telling in the ring, he's doing the big man monster thing tremendous, but he's also being a little bit more smarter about it. He's wrestling like he has an intellect, which is his gimmick. Yeah, he's not like just... He's not just doing like the, oh, I'm just gonna crash you into the ground, and then it's like, no, he's actually being smart. Like he's not taking unnecessary damage. Yeah, like he's not taking unnecessary damage, and if he does, he's just it's a way of pumping him up. Yeah. Like how many big men would just like, if they're gonna get kicked like that, are just gonna eat that? They're just gonna eat that to the chin and then just go, ugh! And then even Braun does that too. As great as Braun is, even Braun does that shit too, where he'll just eat a kick, he'll just eat an offensive move, where Lars is working the leg. Yeah, the entire match he's working the leg, so he's fucking his knee up so he can't do the Black Mass. Yeah. And that's fucking phenomenal. That's like something you don't see. You do not usually from a big guy. You don't usually see psychology like that. And that was impressive. You know, you don't normally see any type of ring psychology. It's, I'm just gonna slam you into the ground until you can't get up anymore. And here it was, I'm gonna work the leg. You try to kick me, I'm going to dodge it, or I'm going to catch your leg. So you don't hit me. I'm not just going to, like, just stand there and take a fucking kick to the head just willy-nilly. I'm going to fucking I'm going to try and destroy you so you can't do it. And... Right. And then at the end, like, enforcing the fact that he's a fucking monster, he gets kicked. Now, the one thing I will say, and they took it out in editing. You can tell they fucked up because the crowd's chant. I'm a little annoyed by that. I don't really like when people are like, "You fucked up." Oh yeah, the botch kick. They know. Yeah, they know. Come on, don't be a dick about it. They're two talented guys. And if anything, that was more Alistair's fault than anything, but even then, it's like, come on, guys. It's not a bad botch. It's like, if you
You know, like if a guy's trying and they botch, but like and they don't normally botch all the time, don't fucking be a dick about it.
Yeah, it's not a
I think
case.
sometimes the crowd can be kind of fucking brutal for no reason.
Well, you gotta remember, it is Chicago. They're pretty much like, they're basically like Philly, where Philly has the shitty reputation of just constantly being pieces of shit.
True.
So, yeah.
I thought it was a fantastic match. I loved the end where he gets knocked down by the botch kick, and then he's turning around and he's stunned, and he gets hit with another black mass directly to the fucking jaw, and then I think to some extent he got kind of stiffed by it a little bit because he's bleeding from the mouth, and then you just see him kneeling there, like he's done, like he's not gonna be able to get up, but he's just like as like kind of like this last act of defiance, and also to scare the shit out of the crowd and also Aleister Black. He's just like fucking like jaw jacking with the blood coming out of his mouth, and then he gets just cracked with one more, and he finally goes down, and it's like, mwah. Fucking amazing storytelling. Just wow.
And then then we go on to our main event. I would say this is my match of the night. Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano versus like what some fans call the Devil, Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, they were calling him that as he was going, but he's like, "You're the Devil, Ciampa. You're the Devil."
Yeah.
You hear that in like that whole section where they're going up the ramp. Just some fans just like, "You're the fucking Devil, Ciampa."
Yeah. R.I.P. Also, R.I.P. Nigel McGuinness. Johnny just throws Ciampa right into fucking Nigel.
God, that was because they did that in the last match, but then it's this one. It was just like he fucking like full on takes somebody out, just takes out one of the ring announcers, and it's Nigel McGuinness. I kind of like the fact that he was able to get up after a while. It wasn't like a whole like, oh well, I was knocked out for the majority of the match. Like, at least they're like, yeah, he was a former wrestler. He shouldn't be getting like fucking knocked out like a referee. But oh my god, the fucking brutality of the spots here, like, just Jesus Christ, the fucking oh my god, the chair spot.
You know where I marked out though.
Oh yeah, the stop sign.
You're damn right. the old steal the sign gimmick. I'm gonna hit you with the sign and reveal it's a stop sign. Oh man, I was like, thank you. Thank you. And then I marked out again for the trash can. I was like, yes.
They were using everything. They were using the trash can lid, the fucking
dude. I kind of wish though for this. I kind of wish they were allowed to do headshots with the trash can lids, because I missed it back in the day when Hardcore Holly would take 2 trash can lids and then whack them against somebody's head like a drum.
Like the symbol, like where they have symbol, like the two symbols together. And
No.
Yeah,
He wouldn't do that. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like Hardcore Holly would wail like back and forth.
Oh, okay, yeah, now I remember what you're talking about. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like they used it in the Roar's War intro for like so many years, but yeah, I wish they would be able to do shit like that. But obviously this
Uh,
doesn't take away from this match. As soon as he broke out a toolbox and then he had the bowl cutters, I'm like, are they? I'm like, are they actually gonna expose the wood? And then they did. I was like, oh fuck.
oh my god. That plus oh, there's a bunch of other spots. I love the chair spot onto the fucking steps. And on Gargano's fucking busted ass neck.
Yeah.
Oof, god.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I also love you had Ciampa throw Gargano into the Gargano escape. They constantly were doing shit with the crutch.
Oh god, remember when he put him in the uh he put him in this mission with the fucking with the crutch.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god.
Oh man. Oh.
There's so much here, though. There's so much here. This is why I felt the AJ Nakamura match was boring in comparison. It's like you go and you watch that, and you go and watch that match. It's like it's night and day.
But again, you can't compare it. Okay, if they were both last man standing matches, then yes, then you could say AJ Nakamura was boring. But because it was a last man standing match, and the crowd and the WWE refs here have to go like slow down the count, like okay with this and then we get to the stage. Then we get to the stage, and they recreate the spot from a year ago, almost, where he has his arm around him, he throws him to the stage, then he hits them with the knee, and then they get up on the prop boxes, and Ciampa takes off Gargano's well, obviously it's kayfabe, but he takes off his wedding ring, spits on it, and then throws it.
Oh my god, that was so fucking raw. That was so brutal. Like that's as heelish as you could fucking get. Like you were literally his best man. You were his best man, and you fucking hurt his wife, and now you're disrespecting his entirety of his marriage to the woman he loves. And he just takes the fucking ring, spits on it, and throws it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually surprised the ring hasn't wound up on eBay.
Oh, it will. It will. I'm going. I think people are gonna. I think the first bid will be 150.
Oh man.
Yeah. So then you have the spot where Gargano is staring at Ciampa, and he's getting stretchered out, and then he takes him off, and he's like, "No, we're not fucking done here." He just beats the shit out of people in the suits. Constant super kicks like this. If there was any time for a super kick party chant, this would have been it.
Oh my god! And then the mind fuck of the finish, where he's just beating him down, just destroying him, and he puts him. He puts him in the submission. He's fucking breaking him down. He's tapping out. That part of that got me annoyed because the referee wasn't that far away.
Yeah, I know, and it's like that took a little bit out for me because it's like they pushed the ref, and mind you, this guy's ref's name is Eddie Orango. He was a fucking worker for Jersey All Pro by the name of Bandito Jr. So I know the guy was a wrestler. So for me, it was like, you mean to tell me they had to have him sell getting knocked out for that long?
Yeah, it really didn't make any sense. But the mindfuck of the DDT onto the exposed wood Oh my god. That was. I wish he didn't tap. That's the one thing I wish they didn't do. Where they had him. They had
Yeah.
him have him do that, and he's not able to even tap because he's handcuffed. And
One he should have
he
not
just.
tapped. Yeah.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, no, no. I'm sorry. No, I was agreeing with you that one, he should have not tapped, and two, I understand the rules, but why the fuck not? There should have been blood, even if it was accidental.
Yeah, there's definitely should have been blood there.
Like you're showing the video package of Gargano throwing Ciampa into the stage on NXT TV, and then there's like a lot of blood while he's choking him out. And then it's like, oh, okay, there's not going to be blood in this, another grudge match. It's like, well, why not? Why not?
See, when shit like this happens, they should fucking like do like how Vince did with the fucking new skin,
Yeah.
and just be like,
why not?
oh, well, it was an accident. It was just I just fell into the ring post. You know, it wasn't like I planned it. You know,
Right.
and then you could just go to Triple H and say, look, I'll pay the fine. Everybody liked the match. Got a good buy rate out of the, you know, you got a good buy rate at the gate. People tuned in. The ratings for the show were fantastic. Just let it go. We'll pay it off. I think Triple H should be like, yeah, it's not worth even fucking complaining. These are like two of your top guys in NXT. Just let them do whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
And you know what this has been better. I remember like the feud between two friends, like the top feud for like two friends in the company for a while, like in the modern era, in the past like 5 years, had been Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. And I remember that one match they had it was what, WrestleMania?
No, that was a ladder match. Their singles match was at like Payback or something.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it was Payback.
And it was a great match. It was a tremendous match. However, when you're talking about just WWE, talking strictly NXT, Raw, SmackDown, etc., Ciampa Gargano is leaps and bounds better.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. That was the standard for the past couple of years, and now this is the new standard. This is if you have a feud between two friends, this is your defining point. Like this is as perfect a feud as you can get. And now I don't even think it's over yet, because
Dude, I'm just saying
they're gonna do a last man standing.
I think they should do a Hell in a Cell.
Do you really think Vince is gonna let them do Hell in a Cell in NXT?
What? Listen, I'm gonna be senile here too. If Vince wants to be play the delusional card, so can I. Who gives a fuck what Vince wants? I give a fuck what I want. I'll even make a petition. I'll go to change.org. Make Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano at Brooklyn a Hell in a Cell.
You want it to be a Hell in a Cell because you want to go to NXT, don't you?
Damn right.
When is Takeover anyway? When are they doing that?
August 19th. No, August 18th. I'm sorry.
Oh, I want to go see that.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, August 18th. Yep, I was right. Yeah, man. Exactly. That's the next takeover. You know, I really want to try. You know, it all depends on this summer for me, but Anyway, for this, what would you give the grade?
I'd say an A minus.
Yeah, same here. A minus. So, and with that said, here's your very long thunder, folks. So, just obviously we're most definitely gonna be going live next week for Kayfabe Talk Radio episode 108. Again, you guys got a really long episode here, so don't be surprised if we got a shorter show next week. But KayfabeTalkRadio.com. That's where you can get all your updates and stuff, and even our links on there. If you're mobile, our links are on there for iTunes, Stitcher, and I'm currently working on adding our Spreaker link on there as well. Also, Facebook.com/Kayfabe Talk Radio, where you can get updates with our show on there, as well as talk to us. And then we also have Twitter. I'm on Twitter at EricTheRed211. And then we got Mr. Bonesaw, where you have your gripes and complaints on the show, if you want to call him a sadist. Or if you want to argue with him about something else that happened on Twitter. Well, that little incident we were alluding to on Twitter. If you want to, you want to read
the tweets. They're there, okay?
Yeah, with she shall not be named. We're gonna be the immature brats here, like he says you are, and we're gonna refer to that person as a she. The person's name's Kimmy. The person's name's Kimmy.
Kimmy.
Yeah, Kimmy.
Kimmy K.
No, Kimmy J. I'm purposely reversing the letters. Kimmy J.
Yeah.
Just remember, it's the letters are reversed, folks. If you're clever enough, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, with that said, everyone, we're out of here. And until next time, everyone listening on the download and whatnot and what have you. Keep it kayfabe,
bitches.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of what you just heard, please go to KayfabeTalkRadio.com, your official source for everything Kayfabe Talk Radio. You can find our links for iTunes, Stitcher, Facebook, which is Facebook.com/Kayfabe Talk Radio, and our YouTube page. Our YouTube page features all live streams of Kayfabe Talk Radio weekly episodes, AM Thunder, which is our pay-per-view review show, as well as custom-made montages of pro wrestlers, mostly from New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. Till next time, keep it kayfabe, bitches.